All right, welcome to another edition of the BS Sessions. And as always, got my brother from another mother, Jerry Supe, man. What's going on tonight, brother?
How's everybody doing tonight, people? Yeah, man, I'm doing good, dude. How are you doing tonight, Mark?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm getting high. Yeah, gee, I'm getting high. All right, go ahead.
All right, we got two great guests back, man. We got our, one of our great panelists of all times. He's here a lot. Al Horta, man. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, what's up, Jerry? How you doing, Mark? And
I'm
Chris, how
great.
are you?
I'm hanging in, man.
And then we
Faded.
got from the Red Beard videos, man. Cool, dude. This guy knows a lot of shit too. I mean, getting Chris and Al on the same show is very, very what do you call what's the word I'm looking for? It's very humbling because they know probably 5, 6, 10 times more shit than I know. So it's always good to listen to them talk. But anyway, man.
No, keep going.
Chris, and beautiful human beings too, man. I must say, good looking, sexy.
I'm the humble one.
I'm sorry.
I'm the humble one. Chris is the egotistical one.
Oh my God, that's why I wear the hat. It's to keep everything in place. That's it. But seriously, thank you, Mark and Jerry. It's always a good time to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
Same here.
Just don't put a comment on his page unless you're prepared to defend yourself.
Oh my God, yes, dude. You can't come up in my house, make comments, and expect you're just gonna walk away. That's not gonna happen.
Oh God, dude, we went on for an hour one time and go, "Fuck, you win, dude. Leave me alone."
Hey, that's all right.
Fuck
I will take it as a victory. But whenever I see that little thing where I get blocked, where it says you cannot see content anymore or whatever, I post that shit on my page and I said I consider this a victory. Because it is.
Yeah, no, I do too. I don't block or anything like that because I don't want give them the satisfaction of it. So
and I don't insult. I don't insult either. Like I unless I get insulted first, I can have as forked a tongue as anybody. But I do my best just to come at you with facts and fuck around and find out. It's just how it goes.
that is true. I am a purveyor of that ire by him up there.
Fortunately for Jerry, he's more usually on my side. So
yeah, well, I'm basically on every. I hate politics, so fuck it. That's it. But let's get into some BS, man. But before we get into the BS, what are we gonna do tonight, Jerry?
We're gonna do an album battle between arguably, a lot of people would probably pick any of these two as their best favorite Kiss album, not the best, but favorite. We're gonna do an album battle with Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun from Kiss, man. Two incredible freaking albums, man.
Shit, man. I thought it was the Elder and fucking Crazy Nights.
I wish it was.
Okay.
I wish it was.
I'm out.
Those are far less obvious albums. Damn, that would be a hard.
That would probably be a better one if you come to think about it. Yeah, because
Or you can go to Elder versus Carnival of Souls, the two most.
You guys just want
Hell
me to
yeah.
You
Hell
guys
yeah, let's do it.
I like the Crazy Nights one because I do like Crazy Nights, man. But
oh my.
But
The Elder and Carnival.
But Elder and Carnival of Souls are two probably most polarizing Kiss albums, man.
I know Revenge is too, I think.
Nah, Revenge is not.
There's some people that love Revenge, think that Revenge is like the savior of Kiss, and there's a lot of people like, man, that's a fucking overrated album. You know what I'm saying?
It was the savior of Kiss, but without getting into that whole story, Carnival of Souls and The Elder are hands down the most unheralded, and divisive albums in the entire catalog, without question. Maybe Unmasked is the only other one I could think of that draws as much like That Stuff Sucks or that's the best album they've ever put out. That's the only other one. The other two are definitely The Elder and Carnival.
I have to take The Elder as being their most, I think, man, because that's like either love it or hate it with Kiss fans, man.
Whatever that boy song is.
I don't know, like The Elder
Odyssey,
has gotten I mean, Al might know more Al might know as much as I do on this, but it seems to me that The Elder has gotten a lot of love over the past decades. Like it's definitely it's aged well.
It's gained a very big cult.
Whereas Carnival
status.
of Souls gets shit on as Kiss trying to be alt rock. And it's not old enough yet, and not enough fans know it. I don't think a lot of Kiss fans really know that album. Like they never gave it a fair shake.
Yeah, it got buried because of the reunion, basically. I mean, it really did.
It got buried because they released it because they had to, because someone leaked it. So they just put it out because they had to, which I love. Thank you for leaking it, whoever did that. Because I love that album so much.
I'm just saying, this is my life. I'm surrounded by Kiss nerds. You guys know so much
Well,
about this band.
We all
And
had
I'm
our
like,
funeral.
Okay. Thanks, Jerry. Well, Charles and Jerry are totally Kiss nerds, and I had them for a while. It's like, let's do another Kiss episode. How many Kiss episodes are we done so far?
Hey, man, nothing wrong with doing Kiss episodes, man. I'm telling you, Kiss
Derailed-
episodes usual.
I'm sorry, Jerry. I derailed you on this, bro. Keep going, bro.
That's good. I mean, I love doing Kiss episodes, man. They're fun. And I mean, like you said, they're one of the most. Actually, they probably are the most talked about band on all of our posts. If you think about it, people making fun of them or how they've handled themselves the last 20 years. People hate them now, love them then. You know what I mean? Every day there's a Kiss topic on one of our our posts. You know what I mean? Or our pages somewhere.
Yeah,
so.
I know. Like, I'm telling you, I'm outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1 by Kiss fans.
I think I found the source of the red. All right, continue.
Yeah, so.
And actually, Andy sounds like he was really
I know
enjoying doing
you guys
this.
brought him to the dark side. I'll bring that up with him later. I saw his post.
Yeah.
But man,
Oh, that was the guy. Was that the guy earlier in the week that said he wished he became a Kiss fan earlier?
yes.
Oh, that was a great conversation. I love that. That was really.
Well, he'll be on here
guy,
later.
I think that guy had the right idea. Getting into Kiss now is actually way better because I think you'd have way more, way less consternation towards the way Kiss has gone over the past 20 years. So.
Oh man, he missed all the fun.
Yeah,
Oh, the gnashing of teeth and the anger.
Hey, me too. I didn't get into Kiss till like 6 years ago.
And you're much better off, dude.
And
Seriously.
I'm still not a huge fan. It's like, I like it. I'll listen to it here and there, especially the fake live albums. I'll listen to those. Those are awesome. But every album's fake though. You don't know what's real anymore.
So
I know
that's the
Rush
way-
probably fixed a lot of their albums, especially
Not
Exit
like
Stage
Kiss,
Left.
though. Not like Kiss.
Oh,
I
not like
mean,
Kiss. Yeah.
especially
The,
Alive 2. Alive 2 was so freaking phony. I mean,
Well, most
but
of
it
it was
still-
staged. Like,
I mean, they never even did Tomorrow and Tonight live. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say
So it's
that
like-
and like Hard Luck Woman were barely ever played live for real. Like that wasn't
Yeah.
part of their rotation at all. It was just they did them in like sound checks and whatnot. And the interesting thing, putting the cart before the horse here, but like Tomorrow and Tonight's a way better live song than it is. Like the live 2 version is so much better than the studio version. It's not even close. But anyway,
All right, let's get into some BS.
I want to dive
man.
right into the albums now.
Nah. We're waiting for Andy, and I got a BS story he told me not to bring up yet. So Dee Snider, man, he said the CEO of Spotify needs to be taken out back and shot. Al,
I agree with him, man. They don't pay fucking artists shit, dude. It's what streaming is just like completely like. Yeah, none of the artists get paid, dude. I mean, it's very rare. What do you get? Like a fucking quarter of a cent, like for like per stream or per 10 streams or something like that. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know the countdown of it, but yeah, he's right, dude. I agree with him.
Very deep thing to
For once, he didn't put his foot in his mouth.
It's a very, very deep thing to say. I had the pleasure.
Yeah,
of
but
working, I had a
but
pleasure
there's
of
times
working-
when I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
me
yes.
too.
No, sometimes he comes off like the boomer he is. It happens. But yeah, I worked with Dee for like a year and a half, and that's very much something he would say. And I don't know about all this taken out back and shot stuff, but at the same time, like this is just what this is. I don't want to get all political on you, but this is like what capitalism is. It's like CEOs just taking as much as they can until somebody else comes along and shows them how to do it differently, or there's a revolution of sorts. I go back and forth on the streaming thing with bands though and artists, because on one end they don't make a lot at all on the streaming revenue, right? But at the same time, there's so many bands out there that are getting noticed, and that get to come on tours to America, and they get a lot of spins here in America because of streaming, because of the immediate access that people have to bands that I listen to, a lot of prog rock bands or prog metal bands like Vola and Wheel and Soin, and bands that nobody would have known existed because they're buried in Sweden or Norway or Finland or wherever the hell they are. And like Vola's done 2 headlining tours here in America. Sure, small tours, but they made a name for themselves by being online and being on YouTube and just doing that. And it's luck of the draw, just like everything else. It's really wacky.
But you could have all that and get paid at the same time. They should.
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
No, I mean, corporations should definitely step up and pay their artists more. I mean, the problem is here in America, again, political. I sound all political, but here in America, we don't give a shit about art. Like, not we the people. We the people like love our art and we love our artists and we love our bands and our music and our TV shows and our actors and our sports people and the whole thing. But like in every other organized, like every other top tier country in the world, they pay their artists. They actually give subsidies to artists to try and make it. They go, here, you're not going to be a millionaire by us, by the government, but here's some living money. So
I know Canada does that.
Happen.
And there's a law where they have to play more Canadian artists on the radio than other countries' artists too.
They all do. That's why Sweden has a national contest. Like their American Idol is real. Like it's real. Like it's more real than what we do here. Right?
Yeah.
Here they give like a contract or they whatever. But how many of those American Idol people are like relevant today? Kelly Clarkson, I think, is the only one, right? I think she's
Carrie Underwood.
And Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert's kind of relevant, but he's only
he is when he's with Queen, not
Queen
solo.
helped him, man.
Yeah, right. His solo, nobody knows who Adam Lambert is without Queen. That's just a fact. But yeah, I mean the corporations absolutely should. I mean, but this has been going on from the beginning of time. Like how many stories have you heard about the Beatles and Motley Crue and all these bands who lost the rights to their music, because record labels just took them for a ride.
Or record labels, like they did the Kicks, made them pay back money when they made it big, so they didn't make any money. I'll blow my fuse.
Right. No, I mean it's Paul McCartney just got ownership of the Beatles after Michael Jackson died. Okay, that just gives you an idea of how long it took for Paul McCartney to get ownership of his own music.
Well, because Michael screwed him.
Michael did the best.
He took his advice. He took Paul's advice.
Best story of all time.
Screwed him. If you're his friend, you go, "Hey, Paul, I'm not going to bid on this, but you go ahead and take it, Paul." That's kind of fucked up. You guys are friends. You're on both of each other's albums. Said, "Fuck this guy. I'm going to take his shit and fucking piss him off." That's fucked up.
That's what money does to you, bro.
It's so funny.
Fucked up.
Rock and fucking roll, man.
It's like if I saw something that's good for Jerry and I go, "Fuck Jerry, I'm gonna take that shit." I'm not gonna do that to Jerry. I'm gonna say, "Jerry, do it, man.
Well, dude,
make your money."
Dude, for the right fucking amount of money, fuck you.
You're also
fuck you. I wouldn't do that to you.
You're talking about
selling you out, dude. You're
talking about millionaires pissing on millionaires. I mean, that's just what it comes down to.
I would expect a little kickback from you if I let you have all that. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we're sitting here talking about millionaires screwing each other. Right. They still have fucking millions.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. Like Paul McCartney was hurting that day. He was probably a little miffed. He was probably a little miffed.
Hey, those English taxes are pretty damn high there.
Oh, whatever.
Well, that one girl, Haley Mills, when she was a child actress, English took 90% of her profits from the Disney movies. So that fucking sucks.
And she still lives a better life than me, so I don't want to talk about it.
That's true. But what do you think about that, Jerry? About Dee Snider wanting to shoot the guy from Spotify?
Well, I mean, if you guys said they don't make shit here in America as far as royalties. I mean, we've always say to buy physical media if you can, but I don't know. It's so hard to. I don't know. Physical media is. Is it getting better or is it getting less? Are we selling more albums and cassettes nowadays?
No,
CDs, what do you think?
The vinyl went up. CDs went down last year, but they're back up this year. So.
I mean, take away Taylor Swift. I mean, he was really selling a bunch of physical media.
A lot of people have.
A lot of people. There's a lot of records out there. Every Target and every Walmart has like a huge record section now. So not gigantic, but big enough. But again, but I mean, they're not making money off that.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I myself have mixed feelings about it. I like listening to something at first, streaming, because if I like it, I'll go out and pay for it, the physical copy. You know what I mean? So that's the one good thing I like about the streaming stuff. But
well, I like it because you guys give me some shit albums that I have to listen to for the podcast. So that's great. I don't have to buy it.
I've never given you a shit album except for Kiss Crazy Nights. That's the only shit.
Oh, well, I like that one though. So thanks.
Nah, but yeah, I mean, he's right. I mean, for a change, like Al says, he doesn't stick his foot in his mouth this time. So, that's kind of interesting story, which told him about, what Chris just said about, how the corporations treat artists in other countries, though. Never thought about that before, but well,
it's not corporations, it's the actual government that subsidizes funds to the arts. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. And it's all kinds of art too. It's not just music. It's like, there's acting and there's painting and the whole thing. Like, they really give a shit about art because in reality, when you think about it, how art is not a priority in this country is absurd, because most of the money we spend is on watching the NFL, watching movies, buying music, spending on this. Like, it's everything is art. Everybody wants to be an artist. Everybody wants to try and be an artist. Like if I could get some sort of subsidy, I would go ham on this YouTube thing. Like, you have no idea. And I'm just trying to make it work in my life. But like, it takes 10 to 12 hours to edit a quality video. It's crazy.
Edit.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy over here.
Just go live and raw, man. You don't need to edit shit. You could put little sweeteners in there once in a while. I could do that, but fuck it.
I got no comment for you, Mark.
Hey, I think my videos are pretty high quality, man.
Okay.
Hey, I made
I keep coming on, so I must think something of them, right?
I made a 32-second video because YouTube told me to make more shorts for freeform. So I made a 32-second video and said Danzig sucks. I got like almost 550 views.
Boom.
Say Danzig sucks for 32 seconds. I gotta make more of those. I'm afraid to do the Slayer one because all the comments I'll get on that one. I'm bracing.
Let me make it for you. Ready? Hi. This is Chris from Redbeard Videos for Freeform Rock Podcast. Slayer sucks.
The views expressed by Chris Elio do not reflect the views of other members of this group.
Fuck Slayer in the ass with a big rubber dick. How about that?
Give me that rubber dick, man.
I made a positive video. I said Rush rules. I made a negative video. I said Beth sucks. I go positive, negative, positive, negative. So the next one is a negative video. So it's gonna be Slayer.
Slayer.
Oh god, that's gonna be fun.
Slayer fans.
Because I got a lot of comments about Danzig that people were pissed off that I said Danzig.
I agree with you on Danzig. I'm never a huge Danzig fan. My wife loves Danzig.
I don't like the Misfits. I don't like
the Misfits or Danzig. And what do you think about Danzig, Al?
I like the first couple albums, man, and he kind of lost it on me. But I think the first 3 albums I like a lot.
That's what everybody says. Who are?
I was never a big Misfits fan though, and Sam Hain I never got into either. But the first 3 Danzig albums, when he went metal on those, I dig them.
That dude Doyle on tour?
But then he got into like industrial and all this other stuff, and he lost me, man. And then I kind of never really came back. I think the first 3 albums are good though, man.
And he's a clown, personally, but
huh?
It's his personality. He's just a clown. Like, he's just like,
he thinks he's Elvis.
Yeah, he's just.
Well, listen, man. I mean, if I fucking stop listening to artists because of their personalities, I think I'd stop listening to 80% of the fucking artists that I like.
That's a good point. Oh, absolutely.
So, you can't. I mean, listen, man. Fucking artists are. They're damaged, bro. You know what I mean? That's why they're artists.
Every comedian I know is fucked in the head, dude. It's
Canadians.
All right, what do you guys think of Henry Rollins?
I love Henry Rollins. Henry Rollins rules.
Yeah, I like Henry. I like Henry.
Yeah, I like.
I wish you'd go do a music tour again and stop the fucking spoken word.
Yeah, I want to hear "Cause I'm a liar."
He did the music thing almost as like a, I don't know.
What was his punk band? I like his punk band.
What, Black Flag?
Black Flag rules.
I was like, I just spaced on it. Holy shit! Yeah, Black Flag.
Yeah, that's a hard.
He wasn't even the original. He wasn't even the original singer in that band, though.
No, his shit was great.
Yeah, his stuff's good. Rollins.
The Black Flag was great, man. I mean, I had I had punk and hardcore friends in high school that turned me on to a lot of that stuff, and Black Flag was big with them, and I liked them off the bat. I got into them.
The Black Flag was good, and the album Wait by Rollins Band was fantastic.
Yeah, that's a fucking excellent album, dude.
Such a good album. Great band.
Welcome aboard, Andy Rodriguez. How you doing tonight?
Yes, hey Andy, what's up?
I'm doing pretty good. It looks like I joined at the right time. Hey there, Mr. Chris. I've never met you before, but I've seen a lot of your videos, so it's nice to meet you.
Hey, you two never been on together, really?
No,
sir.
You should get him on your guys' show, man. He's very knowledgeable.
I thought Andy was on the Rush episode we did one time.
I thought he was.
No, what was the episode that?
We haven't done a Rush episode because Charles.
Yeah, we did on BS. Yeah, we did. It lasted like 4 hours because I remember it.
Oh no, that was on.
Yeah,
Andy.
you did.
It was on Andy's
No, that
show.
was on.
Oh,
that was on.
I'll have to go look back in the archives. I thought it was Andy's because me and Andy didn't get to. We didn't get to the live albums
on, man, like a couple months ago. And we were on.
Yeah, because Charles wrote in his answers. Remember, he said "Working Man" is his favorite song.
Okay.
Remember?
Okay, because I was gonna try to do more Rush episodes now. Charles is in here.
I did do that. What was the topic though? I don't
remember.
I was mispronouncing all the albums on purpose. Remember?
Yeah, now I know. Yeah, I got to look back.
I wasn't there for that one. I wasn't there.
I think the one I did with Al though was the worst Kiss songs or like the most obnoxious Kiss song, whatever the hell it was. Like I picked all the Gene songs from the 80s. That's all I remember.
I got a man-sized predicament. It's a big that's 90s, but yeah.
I can actually get down with Domino. I'm all right with that.
Let me get to my thoughts about Dee Snider saying he wants to shoot the CEO.
We're still talking about that? Jesus
well,
Christ.
I never got a chance to say anything about it.
Nobody cares
God
about
dang, I'll let you guys talk. Let me talk now. Like, I think
Nobody
he's
gives a
right
shit about you.
I think he's right because I've always said buy physical media, bitches, because you need to support your artists. Go see their shows. If you wonder why shows are like $70 or more now and the merch is fucking sky high, it's because they ain't making money on fucking streaming. They need to get a revenue.
Well, I'll tell you something about merch that venues charge the artists.
I was just about to say this.
A percentage of the merch sales. That's why the merch is higher.
It's almost 40%.
Yeah. It's true. And I even went as far as to ask. There's a band, a smaller band called Bent Knee out of Massachusetts. They're now based in Pittsburgh. But when I went to see them open for Vola, I wanted to buy their hoodie, and the hoodie was like $80 or something like that. And I said, would this be better for you if I bought this online, like from your website? And he said, no, it's pretty much the same like cut. Like, so it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. But like, yeah, venues are taking merch now. That happened about a year and a half or 2 years ago, where they started after COVID, when everything started to open back up. They were like, oh yeah, we're going to take from the merch. And I'm like, yeah.
The black metal band Mayhem, if you guys know who they are.
Of course.
They've been doing a lot of like what they've been doing is they've been cutting out their merch, selling it in the venue. They have a van outside of the venue, their own van that sells the merch, and they get like 100% of those sales.
I wonder how much shit they catch from the venue for that.
Oh, well, I think they purposely park kind of off their property. I think so.
They announce it during the show. That's awesome.
Yeah, so they're like the band is like, fuck you, man, I'm not paying you shit,
No, one of the coolest things I ever heard was when Glassjaw back in 2000, they wanted out of their record contract and they couldn't get out of their record contract, so they were forced to record their second album under, I think it was Roadrunner Records, and they actually throughout the entire tour, they went on tour with somebody big who I don't remember right now, but throughout the entire tour they were like, do not buy our album, steal it. Literally told them, they're like, do not buy our album. We don't want to be successful.
Did System of a Down said steal this album?
Well, they named it.
They named it that. Yeah.
This was like legit. Glassjaw was like, we don't care if we make any money off this album. Do not give that record label your money.
Hey, the drummer from Killer Dwarfs, I used to talk to him until I lost that profile. We were friends, and now he probably thinks I'm fake. But fuck Facebook. He told me, because I said, when is this album going to come out? I forgot the name of the album, Stand Tall. And he goes, well, Epic fucked us out of that shit. They won't release it. They won't let us stream it. They won't let us do anything. Go fucking illegally download it. I don't give a fuck. I go, fuck it, eh?
No, bands, record labels do that shit too. They can sit on stuff. I believe oh God, what was the band? Was it Badlands? Maybe. I think Al and I were talking about, but isn't there a Badlands album that's like been like sat on for years and like a record label's holding on to it or something? Or is that the band? It might be Badlands. It might be another band. I don't remember which one.
I thought it was Damn Yankees.
Oh, Damn Yankees! They paid him $1 million not to make it.
Yeah, I don't remember. Why did they pay them $1 million?
I don't know,
Well,
but
because the Badlands one, I mean, I know the third album, Dusk, was demos that they put out, and that's still allowed to be. For some reason, there's like a loophole. I think that's just like a European label that put it out. You know, because like the first two albums can't be repressed because of what happened with what's his name, the singer about Ray Gillen. Ray Gillen.
Yeah, and I had an interview with Greg. I said that's fucked up that they're holding you guys hostage over one guy. You know.
Well, yeah, and Al, like I have to convene with you privately because I'm curious about the Badlands thing, but
yeah, dude, you know what, man? Like, just real quick, I'm not gonna get into detail, but there was a little debate on my page one time on my group, and Greg Chason, the bass player of Balance, I'm friends with him, and he's on my group and everything.
Yeah, I know who
he
he
is. I posted up the, you know, like happy anniversary or whatever to one of their albums, and you know, somebody got into it. It wasn't you, it was somebody. It was just earlier.
No, it was me. No, it definitely was me because I asked you. I had asked you if it bothered you about, you know, celebrating.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
You know, and then somebody else jumped on me like I was a piece of shit, and I was like, I wasn't passing judgment. I was asking a question. I was curious if it bothered you. I didn't. Like, whatever, man, to each his own. But that guy jumped on me like I was like a piece of shit.
Well, like, the one that happened a couple years ago, Greg got pissed at me. He actually unfriended me and everything, dude. Like,
oh, he blocked me over baseball.
But this is about,
and then he told me he didn't block me, but he did block me. Go ahead.
But this is about Ray Gillen, man, and like,
yeah,
you know, I was just saying shit that I heard off of like an interview that him and Jake Lee were on Eddie Trunk's show. It was a big interview that they had. Like, it was about 2.5 hour interview. And Greg came out, he's like, don't believe like everything you hear on the Eddie Trunk show. So there's a much deeper thing going on with this whole Ray Gillen, the whole Atlantic Records thing, that nobody really knows about. I mean, and then I apologized to him. I went and I said, listen, I'm not in the band. I don't know the inner workings of your band, so I apologize. You know, I'm only hearing one side of the story and everything. And he was cool with it, man. Like, he friended me back and all that shit. You know, because I didn't want to lose him over stupid shit like that.
Dude, he blocked me.
For me, I'm a fan of the band first and foremost. I mean, whatever Ray Gillen did or whatever he didn't do or whatever, I don't know. It's not my business, really. So when somebody kind of comes on my page and starts talking about it, I get a little like, you know, Greg's gonna jump in here any minute now. You know,
that's something I would absolutely love to get together with you and talk to you about. And,
we'll talk about it, man.
You know, because
we'll
I may actually do like a video essay on it or something, because I find the whole thing fascinating, and I didn't know about the Ray Gillen stuff until the internet. You know what I mean?
Neither did I.
You don't hear about it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, like this is really solid. Like, this is crazy shit. So
yeah.
So anyway.
All right, so I didn't mean to derail. Go ahead.
It's okay, man. I love this shit, man. This is like free form, man. We are free form. I'm just joking. Hey, Andy, you just came in right when we were talking about the Dee Snider said he wanted to take the Spotify CEO and shoot him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I heard that, but you know, I can understand why, because a lot of these musicians and groups and bands that work their whole lives to get to a certain point, their music is just being ripped off. You know, I mean, they're getting pennies or a tenth of a penny on the dollar, and the CEOs and so are cashing in on the talents of others, and it's a shame, but that's the way music is going right now, is streaming. That's the big thing. I mean, if you pay $10 a month, you've got endless access to any song you could possibly think of. So, you know, the fault can go around. It could go around to the owners of these streaming businesses. It can also be the fault of the listeners or so-called fans of music by going ahead and partaking in this, you know. And I do stream. I use Apple, and I use it at work because I can't take my record player to work with me. They've already told me no, so I got to listen to music somehow, some way. No, because I used to take a little
I just put them all on my
those
phone when I want to hear.
Well, I mean,
so
first off, I mean, the stream,
Yeah.
like the physical media, like you say, buy physical, and that's great. But like at 40, 50, $60 a record, you know,
Or you
like
can
the
still buy the
cheapest.
CD for $9.99. No,
But who?
They're
But,
not all 99
but
mark.
like, but
well,
then again,
they're like $9.99 to $16.99.
but again, like if you buy a CD, how much of a cut are they getting from that? Unless they have their own record label. Like most of these bands don't have the distribution, so it doesn't matter. You're still paying the fat hog somehow. And I think at the end of the day, these bands benefit. That's why I was saying it's always an interesting thing. I go back and forth all the time. It's always interesting to me that these bands get so much benefit from having the exposure that they get from, you listen to an entire Kiss album and what's at the bottom there, bands you may like that's like Kiss. And every once in a while, you're going to see a band in there that you've never heard of before. And you're going to go, what the fuck is that? And you're going to click on it and you're going to go, this stuff is awesome. It sounds like hair metal.
That's how I found the band Dorothy.
Well, that's what exactly. Or there's a lot of band. My friend Todd's in a band called Nightbreak, and that's like he's been discovered by several people because of that. And
but it's still at least pay them 10 cents a stream.
Oh no, they should get well, that's where the problem is. At the end of the day, buying physical is not the way. The problem is that these companies, these corporations, they have to do more. They have to pay more. It's the same thing. It's like every corporation. Every freaking corporation has to pay more. It's just what it is. We all need to make more.
It's like Universal Music, a new CEO came in and he says, "Why aren't we streaming Def Leppard?" He goes, "Well, they won't make a deal on streaming," and they were making facsimiles of their own songs to stream. And then Universal goes, "This is a cash cow, man. What the hell? We need to talk to this band." They made a deal with Def Leppard. Like these big bands make a shit ton off of streaming. Def Leppard, Taylor Swift, they have huge deals with these big streamers. They make money. And the first day they released all Def Leppard shit, it was around the world, number 1, number 2, in the top 5 of streaming.
Well, it's like Tool did the same thing. I mean, Tool held on for so long, and they even went as far as to, like, anytime somebody would put something up on YouTube, they would smash it. Like, it would just go away. Like, you'd have a streamable song on YouTube for like a week, and then all of a sudden it was gone because they were on top of that shit. And then finally, when they were going to release Fear Inoculum, what was that, like 4 years ago now? They finally went, all right, fine. And I don't know what deal they cut, but it must have been great. And all those albums went like number 1 for a while too on the streaming sites. So yeah, that's what happens.
All right. I think you should support the artist, go see the shows, buy some merchandise, buy some CDs, buy some vinyl, whatever you could afford.
But not everybody can.
That's what I'm saying, whatever you can afford. I get streaming too because people give me albums that I don't want to buy. And I want to hear them for reviews on the podcast. But let's get to I was waiting for you, Andy, for this story because you asked me to. Let me go first on this one because he has a lot of memories for me. Jim Ladd, legendary rock DJ. He was on here in California, KMET, which was metal and rock. And then I think he started KLOS first, then he went to KMET in the 80s, and then he got fired, and then he wasn't on the air for a long time, but he was the album, The Last DJ was about Jim Ladd. He says what he wants to say what he wants to, plays what he wants to play, because everything is just programmed by somebody now. It's not even, if you ever hear Aaron Camaro, he had a programmer, he told him he can't play shit. Jim Ladd played whatever the fuck he wanted, and he got fired for that shit twice for playing what the fuck he wanted. He's a fucking great inspiration to me. And I remember when I was working at the gas station 3 a.m, I'm listening to this thing called on a KLS where this guy, Frank Santog, I forgot the name of the show, was interviewing Jim Ladd. And he asked him, "What new music are you listening to, Jim?" He goes, "I haven't really listened to any new music since I got taken off the air because new music doesn't mean anything to me unless I could share it with the people. And I was like, fucking A. Freeform Rock Podcast is named after Jim Ladd. I've done this for 8 years. He's my huge inspiration. He was a freeform rock DJ, so I just called it Freeform Rock Podcast after the great Jim Ladd. And fucking his tagline was, Lord have mercy. You have any thoughts on him, Jerry?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, DJs in general, man, you know, are almost a thing of the past, you know? Everything's basically just pre-programmed and shit now. I miss the days where DJs, you know, ruled the radio, man. Growing up as a kid, man, listening to them all the times. Cincinnati, I listened to WEBN and Q102 as, you know, a kid and preteen. That's how I got into rock and metal by these cool, larger than life DJs, man, that I just admired. And then when I moved to Florida, you know, WSHE and a couple other stations, I can't remember, it's been a while. Just, I mean, listen to these guys do their shows, man. You actually tune in for these guys, you know what I mean, when they come in or when their time slot is. I know who Jim Ladd was. I'm not, you know, 100%, you know, I know what he did and what he meant to, you know, the music world, but yeah, it's a shame, dude. He obviously had a good following and you know, loved his craft, and you know,
and if you guys never heard Jim Ladd, it's not that good of album. Listen to Radio Chaos. He's the DJ on Roger Waters' Radio Chaos.
Right. So. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, I love DJ. I mean, I miss the days of good DJs, man. I mean, they have them on now, but it's definitely not the same. It's a lot tamer, you know. So
being a broadcast professional and a radio DJ since 2006, I can honestly tell you that it's nothing like it used to be. And I'm disappointed to find out. I thought this was just in the corporate cities that I lived in. I lived in Orlando. I lived in New York City. I lived near Pittsburgh, and I lived in San Jose. And then finally I moved here, which is the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Pennsylvania. And upon moving here, found that there's a locally owned radio station. And I was like, hot damn, let's go check that out. So I actually went and did that. And I got a job there, and I was a news anchor, and I did weather, and I did all kinds of little stuff, just waiting for like my music chance. And I finally, and it turns out everything except for the morning show is pre-recorded, and the morning show gets a grand total of 30 seconds to a minute to talk about anything.
Yeah.
And usually that's crammed with stupid local information or dumb ads, period. It's all bullshit, all of it. The radio industry, unless you're a big time name who can have who host a talk show, for the most part, nobody's coming to see you anymore. It's not about you. It's not about the personalities. It's not about the people who can tell the stories. There's very few of those people around anymore. And it's sad. It's really sad, because I agree with what Mark was saying. I used to, and Jerry said it too, I used to tune into guys in my neighborhood. It's funny that you mentioned Christmas, that we're doing a Christmas. Let's get our Christmas on, like it's Christmas time. There was a show on WBAB on Long Island where I grew up called Fingers Metal Shop. And Fingers every year used to do his Christmas special, and it was my favorite fucking thing every year. And he did a 4-hour metal show every Saturday night. And I used to listen to it with my big brother. I was a little guy.
I heard of that one, man.
Yeah, and we used to listen to the Christmas special every year. And now that's gone. And anything that's even looks like it is gone. And when I went to Sirius Satellite Radio and I worked there, I was disappointed to find out that they follow a corporate model too, for the most part. Those DJs come on, and unless your name is Eddie Trunk or some celebrity, they don't get to really talk as much as they should. You got guys like Keith Roth. You got
Earl Bailey,
David Joe, who
Mark Striegel's on there now.
Dave Johansen used to be on there. Like these guys, but they wouldn't go in. Like, who wouldn't you want to sit there and listen to Dave Johansen talk for hours about the New York Dolls and all that crap? Yeah. But no, it was just like regular run-of-the-mill crap, and they play the same shit. Like, how in the world is like Hair Nation and Liquid Metal and all these great stations?
Yeah, Satellite turned very corporate too, man.
It's awful.
They're just like a strict fucking playlist now too, just like regular radio.
It was funny when I worked there from 2006 to 2008. And I remember, because I worked in the talk division, so I was lucky in that regard. But I remember talking to like Jose Mangan, who was like the metal guy everywhere. And I used to
Liquid
talk
Metal,
to him.
right?
Yeah, Liquid Metal, and like he hosts all like the festivals and stuff in the country. And I used to like hang out with him in the office. And you know, the good news about Jose is that what you hear on the radio, that's who he is. He really talks like that. That's just who he is all the time. So he's not fake. But at the same time, like I remember them once saying they wanted to combat iPod at the time. And I'm like, you can't combat iPod. And they're like, what do you mean? They're like, that's kind of a defeatist. I'm like, okay, can you play 17 Dream Theater songs in a row? And they said no. And I said, well, then you can't compete with iPod. Like, it's that simple. You should stick to what works, which is people want to hear old school radio. That's what they want to hear. People who are going to tune into a music station on the radio, they want to hear personalities. That's just what they want to hear. And no, you can't spend 20 minutes talking. They want to hear music, but whatever. Anyway, the radio industry pisses me off. It drives me nuts.
Al, what do you think about Jim Ladd?
Oh, dude, the guy was a legend, man. You know, I remember growing up as a kid, always hearing his name, hearing him on the radio, doing intervisions and, you know, those shows like that. And, you know, he would do like specials on artists and stuff like that. And he was part of the freeform radio, like, you know, growing up, man, like in the 70s when, you know, progressive radio, you know, was very freeform. And then that led me to, I lived in the New York area, so there was a station on there called 102. It was 102.7 WNEW. So it used to be Scott Muni was like the big guy on that station, and he really like, you know, hearing his voice. I mean, like I can hear his voice today, like, you know, and it would bring me back to being a youth, man. Like I remember, you know, he was a big Beatles guy, so every you know, like he always had, you know, Beatles specials and things like that, and I remember when John Lennon died, you know, he came on the air and you know talked about his death and everything. And I mean, I was only fucking 8 years old, dude, like 9 years old when that happened. But I remember it vividly, man. Like it's ingrained in my brain, you know. And but Jim Ladd, man, I mean, like he really is like kind of one of the last of the dying breed, man. You know, there's a few left. I mean, you know. You know, NEW had Carol Miller too, and she's still around. She does like the Get the Lead Out. She's a big Led Zeppelin proponent. You know, she always did Get the Lead Out and all that. She's still around on New York radio, actually, and she's on satellite too. I've heard her on, I think, Deep Tracks or
that's where Jim Ladd was his last show.
Jim Ladd was on Deep Tracks as well. Yeah. Deep Tracks was a pretty good station. I like switching it on there once in a while. You know, you sometimes I hear like Xanadu on there or like long ass fucking rock songs and shit, dude. I'm like, dude, you never hear this stuff on regular radio. It's just like awesome, you know what I mean? But yeah, Jim, man, I only heard Jim like a couple weeks ago, man. Like, you know, it was like I turned it on there and he was talking, and you know, when I heard he was gone, I was like, damn, man, that's just kind of sudden, you know what I mean? It's like I didn't hear that he was sick or anything like that. Was it disclosing how he had a heart attack, right?
Yeah, something like that.
He had a heart attack. Okay, so that was sudden. So it wasn't like he died of like a disease or something like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, rest in peace. I mean, you know, we talk about it all the time, and it's not just, you know, now it's a DJ we're talking about. Usually we're talking about like, you know, artists themselves, like bands, and you know, that, you know, a lot of the old breed men are dying off. Like, you know, by the end of this decade, man, I mean, most of our bands are going to be gone, dude. You know, the ones we love, you know. Yeah. I mean, McCartney's 81. Fucking Keith will live forever, but.
Right, he will. They just put out another album and the ticket sales are fucking absurd.
Who's that?
The Rolling Stones. I tried to get tickets to the Rolling Stones. It's like $500. It's like, and that was like face price. Like that was
that album sucks. God damn, I hate it.
I don't think it sucks, dude. I think it's.
I didn't hate it.
It's got 4 good songs out of it. So,
it's a pretty good album.
Well, considering I hate everything the Rolling Stones have done since 1982, I think
I love Steel Wheels and Voodoo Lounge.
Of course you
do.
Oh
my God, this is way better than Steel Wheels.
Of course I do. What is this thing about a course you do on me?
Hackney Diamonds.
Because I don't like what you like.
Either of those two albums.
Way better than Steel Wheels and Voodoo Lounge.
Yes,
I love
agree.
Voodoo Lounge.
Yeah, but this album's way better than that.
Oh fuck no, Love is Strong beats any song off that new album.
Love is Strong is
No.
repetitive.
Oh god. But Andy, what do you think about Jim Ladd, man?
Well, I always thought of Jim Ladd as our generation's Alan Freed. I really enjoyed listening to him on because he would do like the drive home on XM on Deep Tracks. He was on at 5 p.m. in my side, so I would listen to him on the way home, and it was so cool how he would do a whole group of songs or like a whole set that had a theme to it.
Segway.
So it was pretty cool how he did that. He really put a lot of work into how he would do the music and play the songs for us. I really hope that XM does a Jim Ladd channel like they do for other people. Like they did that for Bob Dylan's theme the Bob Dylan theme hour. It was something like that. And they're also doing that with Buried Treasure by Tom Petty, and the Tom Petty channel still lives on. So I hope they do something like that for Ladd. I would really enjoy it. But it's a shame that we're missing so many people are passing away that meant a lot to us. And also I remember the DJs like on the weekends, they would have appearances and here and there, and you would follow them around town, and it was advertised where they were going to be, and people followed them because they enjoyed the music that they played, because they would talk about the music, they would talk about tours and stuff like that. So I've missed that type of radio. I understand what y'all are saying about XM, even though I do listen to XM every single day, but it is turning to be just a regular radio station, just without the commercials on a lot of the channels. But the songs that they're playing are not very, very adventurous.
It's
So,
like all DJs
sometimes
all the new DJs are going to be like Ryan Seacrest. We're in for a bland future.
So, I do stream a lot when I'm in my car because, I want to hear my stuff, so I feel bad about Jim Ladd, and, I was shocked to hear that.
Yeah,
So that's all I have to say.
Well, I got one last story about Jim Ladd off that same radio show where he said he couldn't play music because he couldn't share it. He also said, Jerry, you'll get a kick out of this one. He said that he put on a long play Pink Floyd album and then went outside to smoke a joint, and the door locked on him and he couldn't get back in. He was just knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking. Finally, somebody let him back in, and it was the Pink Floyd song was just ending.
I wonder which one it was.
I forgot. He did
Probably
say
Shine
what it
on
was.
Your Crazy Diamond.
I think it was Shine on Your Crazy Diamond or Dogs. I think it might have been Dogs.
I was gonna say something with animals.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
my
it was
favorite
probably
album.
Dogs. I think it was the long song, and he couldn't get back in. He finally got back in. He goes, "Hey, it's Jim Ladd, 95.5 KLOS." He got back on just as it ended. But let's get to one last story here because it is Kiss related. Gene Simmons says Kiss avatars will get better. They're spending $200 million to take it to the next level, Jerry.
Who cares? I've said this, talked about this a million times already. Who cares? That's all I gotta say about that. I'm tired of talking about the avatars.
Charles,
if they make money off it, good for them. I mean, it's just not for me. If it is for the new kids, teenagers or next generation, that's fine. Just I don't know. It's not for me.
Well, Charles said they have a contract with this company and they're beholden to them to do these avatars. So I don't know where Charles got this information, but I heard it from him.
Okay, I can't imagine that Gene and Paul would lock themselves into something that they don't control, number one, because that's way outside their MO, number one. Number two, I think, first off, it was really frustrating to me at first when it first happened. I feel like it cheapened the last show a little bit. Just a little bit. They should have announced it after the fact. It shouldn't have been part of the end of the show. I think there was something about that felt a little off to me. At first, I was like, what the fuck is this? The second part of it was, okay, I guess this can be cool. And then after thinking about it, it really frustrated me that that's how they chose to do that. However, with that being said, I think that the avatar thing can be really, really cool, but they have to do it the right way. Like they have to do it the right way. And that way is like putting actual live. I think if they put these things in whatever fantastical ways they do it, and they put it to the soundtrack of actual old Kiss live shows, I think that would be amazing. Like how fucking cool would it be? Like think of that place, the Sphere in Las Vegas, or something like that, a screen that friggin' big and that kind of sound system. And you go see, this 1977 MSG show, but they did it to these avatars, this crazy shit. But you get to hear that amazing soundtrack. Like that is the way it has to be done. If they pull this, like if I have to hear Paul Stanley squeak out more notes, I'm gonna kill myself. Okay, I've had enough. The guy's one of my vocal heroes, and I have to hear him just stop, dude. Like you just stop. Like just do the old stuff. That's what everybody wants to hear. That's what they want to hear. So just do it. And why did the two avatars of Ace and Peter have to look like Eric and Tommy? That's the other thing that bothers me for some reason.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say about the old shows you're talking about. Yeah, people want to hear the old music. They want to see the old faces as well. You know what I mean?
Listen, you want to bring Ace and Peter back? If you really wanted to save face with the fans, what you should have done is said, Ace and Peter, we've tried the touring thing with them before. They weren't going to make it. Okay. End of the road. Ace is a mess. We've seen him on videos live. He sounds okay, but whatever. He wasn't up to Kiss snuff. Let's be real. As much as Paul Stanley is squeaking away, Ace and Peter are not up to that task, okay? Paul and Gene are way better taken care of, okay? Let's just say that. However, if you would have paid them, Ace and Peter, and said, listen, we're going to do this avatar thing. We're going to take this into the future. And Tommy and Eric get their pension or whatever the hell they did all these years. You're not disrespecting them. As a matter of fact, I think you're cheapening Eric and Tommy's existence in the world by doing this in the first place. But if you wanted to do right by the fans, make it actually Ace and Peter. Give them the royalties and the rights that they fucking deserve to this band, because I don't care what anybody says. I had this big argument with someone. You can defend the Tommy Eric era all you like. 10 years from now, no one is going to talk about that, but they will talk about Ace and Peter forever and ever and ever. It'll never end. You have a better chance of hearing about Bruce Kulick than you do about Tommy Thayer. Okay, so that's all I got to say about the Avatar.
My 15-year-old daughter she already knows that a while back she came and said that because we watched the last pay-per-view together, and I took her to a couple of the Kiss shows on this last tour, and she enjoyed it. But now she's 15 now, so she's getting more into Kiss now. She's getting into that age where music's really grabbing her now. Because when I took her, she was like 10, 11 years old. I mean, this Kiss tour was going on for like 4 fucking years. So, when they first came to the Garden 4 years ago, and Paul Stanley said, you better come see us in your town because we're not coming back. Yeah, they came back times, of course. But I took her when she was probably 11 or whatever, and she was into the show, the pyro, all that. The music wasn't really grabbing her yet. And then I took her again, a year later when they played New Jersey. And again, with my wife and stuff. And then she was a little more into it. Now, she was like really like, I'd love to go see. And I told her, listen, we're not flying up to New York. It's just not worth it. The expense. It's going to be the same exact show. Mark my words. So, but we watched the pay-per-view, which was cool, and she was into it. We're watching it together. And then, like a day later and stuff, she came to me. She's like, I know Tommy and Eric were good, man, but like they're not Ace and Peter. And I'm like, yes, good parenting 101. I know I did good. You know what I mean?
As good a guitarist as Tommy Thayer is, it never had the Ace feel ever. It never
exactly.
Did. Bruce Kulick is a better guitarist. I don't know why he got looked over on this whole thing, but Eric.
Well, he probably didn't want to wear the makeup, man.
That's true. Good for him.
He had integrity.
Yeah, good for him. I agree. I don't want to shit on Tommy and Eric and say they don't have integrity. But at the same time, like, don't you think that like Tommy Thayer has no legacy in this band? Like, it's a fact. Like, no one's going to talk about unless Paul Stanley and Gene live to be 130 and they jam this down our throats forever. No one's going to talk about Tommy Thayer other than a footnote. Eric Singer at least has what happened before.
Yeah, nobody listens to Black and Blue. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but not just that, but like Eric Singer's, and the worst part about the whole thing is that Eric Singer's probably the best drummer they had. Like, in reality, the guy's a monster.
Oh, I
like,
love Eric Singer. That first Badlands, damn.
Right, he played in Sabbath. He played with Badlands. I mean, he's been around, and that guy's a beast of a drummer. He's hands down. I mean, Eric Carr was great, and Peter was even great for what he did. But like, Eric Singer was just the best drummer they ever had, and that guy tarnished his own legacy, which sucks.
Yeah. So, Andy, what do you think about the Avatars saying they're going to spend all that money to fix them?
Yeah, on the Avatar thing, I really think it's aimed at the younger generation. This younger generation is full of comics and all those different cartoons that they're into, and I think that this is going to be
anime.
Anime. Thank you.
Anime.
The word, but I really think that they're aiming towards that age group, and if it works out good for them, I'm not going to go see them. If I want to hear Kiss, I will hear them here at home. So whatever they want to do, and I hope that it turns out good and right. But when it goes to tarnishing their legacy, well, I don't think they're doing all that. I think they're going to extend their legacy farther, as far as the eye can see. So that's about it.
So what I think about the Avatars, I don't give a shit. So, but Andy, you made a comment on Facebook that we talked about before you got on this show. You said that you wish you would have became a Kiss fan sooner.
Yeah, earlier. Yeah.
Why?
Because I became a Kiss fan in 2015, and I just wish that I would have gotten into them younger. Because it was always around me, it was always in my face, and I wish I would have gone to go see shows earlier than what I did. So it was just, because I've been listening to a lot of Kiss lately, and I'm really enjoying it, and I just wish that I had more time earlier to hear them. That's all.
I was like that with Nazareth, man. I'm just now getting into that. What a great fucking band they are, dude.
Did Kiss go on do a reunion tour in 2001?
Kiss did the farewell tour.
What was that?
That was a farewell tour.
The farewell tour was from 2000 to I think mid 2000.
Oh, because some people from my work, when I first started my job at Disney, they were all happy. They said, "Kiss rules. We saw that show." And I go, "You guys suck."
The reunion tour was 96, 97.
Okay, then what did they see in 2001?
2001
was that Psycho Circus?
No, 2001 was pretty much when the original lineup ended. 2000.
Oh, they were happy.
What was the tour with Aerosmith? What was that?
That was 2003.
Yeah,
that was and Peter Criss was on drums.
Yeah.
Tommy Thayer on guitar, and the whole stipulation with that, I think in the contract, I think it had to be 3 original Kiss members for that tour. I think Aerosmith.
The symphony one too. I think that was Peter had to be
Peter
with them in that one too. Yeah.
And you know, I gotta just jump in, man, because it's so fucking funny, bro. When you listen to old interviews, man, it's like, you hear interviews with fucking Peter Criss or Ace Frehley, especially Peter, man. And he's like, it's not, somebody in my Catman thing, and it's not Ace Frehley, but he played. He was saying, he was shitting all over how other people were wearing their makeup, yet he was in the fucking band when Tommy Thayer was playing Ace, dude. Yeah. So you're fucking totally contradicting yourself. You're being a hypocrite. And the same goes with fucking Ace, dude. Ace was in the band for a little while with Eric Singer, dude. When they were in the makeup, they flip flopped. I mean, when the reunion ended, I think Ace was still in there for a little while, and there was a whole thing where Peter left and Eric Singer took over in his makeup, and Ace was still in the band. I think they finished off the farewell tour, with that lineup where Ace and Eric Singer was in Peter's makeup. So again, and Ace comes off all this rhetoric about, oh, you know, fucking, you know, people impersonating me. You were fucking in a band with somebody impersonating Peter, dude.
Well, Ace may have been under contract to have to play it in.
But I'm just saying, though, like they
right? No, I hear you.
Funny, dude. Like how they fucking say this shit. Yet they had no problem being in a band with somebody else impersonating the other guy. You know what I mean? It's all about fucking money, dude. It's all about
typical. It's typical Kiss, man, and they always contradict themselves.
But I mean, I'm sorry I went off on a rant, but I just
it's true.
Laugh,
it's
dude.
true. It's
just
true.
It makes me laugh with that shit.
Yeah.
So
they
anyway, this is fucking Kiss right here.
Yeah,
see this right here?
They become.
God damn it!
They became.
I just wait. Kiss nerds. Okay, go ahead.
They became.
Shut up, Mark.
They
You're a Rush nerd too.
I know, but I'm not like a Kiss tard.
All right, let Chris talk.
No, it's almost completely appropriate that they became comic books or avatars or cartoons at the end of this.
All right, Bushy.
That's kind of what they've been for the past 20 years, though. Honestly, like that's just what they've been.
Hey, Bushy, have you been talking to Nate? That's what he's been saying.
All. But that's exactly what they've become. Like I've been pissed at Kiss since the end of the farewell tour. You know, I said my goodbyes. I made my peace with them this year because I got to see them live and I didn't have to pay for it. So I got to go for free.
Same here.
I got to go.
I saw the last time I paid for a Kiss show was the Psycho Circus tour. Thank you.
Me too. Well, the farewell tour. That's the last
time I missed the farewell tour. I actually didn't go to that.
Well, I said my goodbyes in an arena in Orlando, Florida, and I shed a little tear and I waved and I said, "Oh, they're gone." And then guess what? Like a plague of fucking locusts, they came back, or like the herpes virus or whatever. They're just annoying, but they don't actually hurt anything, right? And like this was the big argument, like. You know, I keep having to fucking swat away, and Mark knows this. I'll argue with anybody on Facebook. I keep having to swat away these Tommy Thayer, Eric Singer era defenders, and I keep saying to them, this band has literally not been relevant since the reunion tour. So nobody gives a shit. Like nobody cares. They put out 2 albums that nobody gave a fuck about, like Sonic Boom and Monster. Like nobody cared.
Hey man, Monster's awesome.
You'll never be invited on a 3 sides of the coin show. That's
yeah. Monster's awesome and terrible. It's awesome at being shit. That's what it is. It's
everybody seems to like Monster. I
love it.
Everybody who? It's
everybody
sold like
in our
groups.
Dr. Fuck likes Monsters. So
good for Dr. Fuck. I don't know what to tell you. That guy doesn't. I mean, there are some people that will just lap at the cock of Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, no matter what they put out. It doesn't matter. What it comes down to is that those albums were dog shit.
I did not say that.
I said it. I don't give a fuck. What is he gonna get? Like,
no, I might get shit on for something. But
God, I hope so, man. Shit, that's my goal here is to get you in trouble. That's my goal.
Thanks.
No, but seriously, those like everything that they've done, and then Paul Stanley's voice start to go, and then like it's just a mess. It's like what has happened to the world. And I know Gene Simmons is a very underrated singer, in my opinion.
Oh,
but what
Gene.
happens? But what happens when you watch their last show and Gene is head and shoulders better than Paul Stanley live? Like what happened? What happened that's an okay thing that happened?
But you know, in the back of Gene's mind, he's loving that, dude.
Oh, of course he is.
He is fucking loving that.
Well, did you watch the interviews at the end of the pay-per-view? I think he was pissed that it was over. I think he was legitimately annoyed.
He's going to go on and do something, bro.
He's going to get his band back together. I heard they did a good show. I would see Gene. I would see Gene live by himself.
He's not a good enough musician.
I don't like Paul, whatever his name is. That guy's just pissed. Paul Stanley. That guy pisses me off more.
Yeah,
but
Paul
anybody.
as a solo artist has done good stuff. Like Gene has never done anything
Station?
good. No, Soul Station is dog shit. But Soul Station the covers. I'm sorry, what, Andy?
But he has done other good stuff aside, outside of that Soul Station. That was
I like his solo album. His 78
his solo albums were good, and also the other one. What was
Live to Win?
Yeah, Live to Win was okay. It wasn't awful, and his solo tour.
I saw him on that tour. I don't mean to interrupt you, Chris.
No, you're cool, man.
I saw him on that tour, and that was the last time his voice was great.
Yeah.
There was something that happened after that Live to Win solo tour. I saw that in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It was fucking fantastic. Dude, the set list was great. I love the songs that he pulled out. You know, shit that you'll never hear Kiss.
Yeah,
do.
he was doing like Magic Touch and shit like that.
Oh, dude, he was doing like fucking. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, he was doing off of Lick It Up. He was doing
2006. That's about the time. Yeah.
The song that he did off of Lick. God damn it, I can't think of the name now. Anyway,
A Million to One.
A Million to One. He did that one. I mean, that was fucking great, dude. And anyway, like that tour, he sounded like that. And then, like, dude, it was like after that, something happened to his voice, dude. Like, I remember, like, he started touring with Kissing, and his voice just fucking went rapidly downhill, man. So I don't know if it was that tour. I think the years of his stage raps really fucking destroyed his voice.
I heard he had vocal. I heard he had vocal surgery. He was supposed to stay out a year, and he went back out in 3 months.
He probably killed it, man.
Yeah, no,
that's the story I heard. I don't know if it's true.
It's just usage. And again, like you get these Kiss defenders who just don't want, like, you know, if you say anything against them, it's like
you're ousted.
Yeah, it's like you're shitting on the band, and I'm like, dude, this is one of my favorite. This is literally my second favorite band of all time.
Ew.
They are my first love. Anything that I know about fandom, about anything else, my sports, my bands, my music, it all started with Kiss. That's where
you are a Jets fan, so I'm sorry.
I'm a fucking loser on that end, but that's a whole different story. But that's where it all started. Like Kiss, that's where it all started. The gatefold of Alive 2. That's where it all started, man. I was like 3 years old, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like that was it. Like, and so for me to say
how old
something,
were you?
I was when Alive 2 came out.
No, when you got your Alive 2.
Oh, it was my brother's. My brother's 9 years older than me. So I was like 3 years old when
yeah, that makes sense. 3 to 15. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
you guys are been indoctrinated at that age. So I'm just
absolutely
telling.
No, well, I mean, they were the biggest band in the world when I was a child. Like they were literally the most relevant, biggest band in the world when I was a kid. And on top of that, as a child, you think with your eyes more than anything else. So what is more appealing than Kiss to a child? Are you kidding me?
That's probably that. I understand. That's probably why I still like Wham and George Michael.
Well, no, because they made great music too. I mean,
well, they did, but I'm just saying,
not exactly great with the visuals though.
I wasn't.
The pink shorts never really, you know.
The Wake Me Up Before You Go video.
Yeah, the pink shorts. Yeah,
come on.
Shorts that barely covered their balls.
What about the best part of waking up?
You ate a bug.
No, I'm saying the best part of waking up is
Folgers in your cup.
Uh-huh. More like
don't tell me that wasn't, you know.
Paul Stanley made me switch to Sanka.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
Sanka.
All right, man. Let's get to what we're doing, Jerry. What are we doing, man?
Oh, fucking put your hands in your pockets and grab a hold of your rocket, man. We got some fucking killer fucking album battle tonight, man. We got Kiss Rock and Roll Over and Kiss Love Gun, man.
Now I have to ask you two hosts here. How did you come up with these two albums? What was the catalyst for this?
Well, it wasn't me.
They are considered, not everybody, but I think a good majority of people think these two albums are probably their best. So I'm decided, you know, let's tear it apart track by track and see which one is better. I was surprised with myself. Probably. You know, I was surprised myself because I thought one album I liked better than the other, but I liked more songs on the other one it's not my favorite.
That's why track by tracks, man, are interesting.
I know,
dude.
exactly.
Yes, they are definitely, because what's most interesting about this one, and it's obvious that you did it by accident without doing any kind of deep dive, other than like, because these are the two albums that, in my opinion, are the best sounding albums in terms of production, and they were both produced by the great Eddie Kramer, and they were the only albums besides Alive 1 that were produced by Eddie Kramer. So there you go. So therefore, I can't even say, well, this album's just better across the board because it sounds better. I can't do that.
Yeah, everybody throws Destroyer is their best album, but I think these two albums.
No. I hear people say Destroyer is their worst album in the 70s.
No, I hear a lot of people say they love it too. So
I hear more people say Destroyer sucks compared to the other ones.
Destroyer's my favorite.
Yeah, Beth does rule, by the way, Mark. Sorry.
Who?
Yeah. Beth.
I think Destroyer.
Who?
Beth. Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now.
No, exactly, because I don't hear her calling because she's a hoe. I hate that song.
Wow.
All right, let's
Beautiful.
go.
All I would say
Hey, I didn't bring it
I
up.
think before we go on to Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun is I think Destroyer would be on par with those two albums if Eddie Kramer had produced them. I just think there's too much polish on Destroyer. Not enough dirt. That's all.
All right, so let's get into this rock and roll battle, Jerry. Let's start with you, Chris. We go with I Want You versus I Stole Your Love.
Okay, I need a ruling. Okay. So can you do a wash or do I have to pick one?
Gotta pick one, man.
All right. Well, then in this
I hear
case, no, in this case,
It's Jerry's episode, so he's the boss.
I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, and if whoever's watching this, I have a whole series on Kiss on my channel, Redbeard Videos, called Fandom Files. It's a 4-part series. I'm very proud of it. It was a labor of love, is what it was. And I won't give away the entire list, but I will say that Rock and Roll Over is my second favorite Kiss album across the board. And the reason is because of production. But there are other reasons too. However, on this front, Love Gun, I Stole Your Love wins this one because to me, I Stole Your Love should have been Kiss's opening song forever. Like that song just screams opener to me from the word go. And from that album forward, they should have opened with that song forever. And for an album opener, it's one of the best in the entire catalog. So I got to go with I Stole Your Love on that one.
All right, Andy.
Yeah, these two albums, I love them a lot, but I do, the first time I heard them years ago, I feel the same way I do today. It's a tale of two halves for me. So with that being said, I am going to go with I Stole Your Love off of Love Gun as my better track.
I'll go next. I Want Your Love versus I Stole Your Love. I Want You rules. Yeah, I Want You rules, but fucking I Stole Your Love wins this one. So it's 3-0 on this so far. Al.
This is a tough one though. Both great opening tracks, man. I mean, on each album. I always thought I Stole Your Love, the riff was a rip off of Deep Purple's Burn. It's kind of the same riff, if you really think about it. A
little bit, yeah. Yeah, I can hear that.
It's very
I've never thought of that before, but that's interesting. Huh.
Very similar. And you know me, dude, I go into these album battles. I mean, I've heard both of these albums a million times, so I didn't even study up for this. I just go my gut reaction, my gut instinct. I don't like write it down and fucking, I gotta have my list picked and all that shit. I do these album battles cold. I go into it, just I'm gonna pick it off the top of my head right now. I Want You versus I Stole Your Love. Now let me think about this for 2 seconds. All right, 1, 2. I'm gonna go with I Want You, actually. So I'm gonna be the contrarian here. I don't know, Jerry didn't pick yet, but I mean he might, be, different, whatever. But I mean, I'm going with I Want You. I love there's the mellow fucking kind of the acoustic part that opens, and then Paul just rips into it, dude. And it's I love it, man.
And then on top of that, it's got some of, and I'm not changing my answer. I Stole Your Love is one of my all-time favorite openers, but it's got that Peter Criss ride lick in there. Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 like the interesting Peter Criss stuff. And it's also got the dual guitar solo too. It's got Paul starting the guitar solo and then Ace ripping with his, like, it's just,
yeah.
I'll get into my overall thing in a minute, but
I Want You is my pick.
All right, Jerry.
Yeah, this was actually really easy for me, and I went to Al, man. I love I Want You. That's one of my favorite Kiss songs. I do love I Stole Your Love. Like I said, that was kind of a, they opened up with that, 4 or 5 times on their tours, maybe, as their opener. I don't know. I can't remember.
I remember on the Revenge tour. No, they opened with Creatures on Revenge.
Hot in the Shade, they did I Stole Your Love. I went to that one.
And I think 77, they opened with I Stole Your Love.
But dude, man, fucking I Want You, such a cool tune. I love the acoustic starts out. Peter Criss playing the drums in the bathroom. I mean, just it's just killer how it was recorded, man. And you mentioned the solo, Chris, man. It's fucking absolutely insane. So this was actually a pretty easy one for me. I Want You.
So on that one, see, I Stole Your Love won 3-2 over I Want You. So that's pretty damn close. I'm not a huge Kiss fan, but I like the 70s Kiss. Pretty cool. I'll start this one. Take Me versus Christine
God,
16.
Two fucking goofy songs.
Christine 16 is a cool rocker, but the lyrics are fucking juvenile. Didn't
Juvenile,
age
they're
well.
Hello,
rapey.
look at the other one. Look at the other one.
They're
Juvenile
fucking
lyrics.
rapey.
Juvenile.
Put your hand in my
I know,
pocket.
I know, I
Yeah,
know.
Take Me's not rapey though. Take Me is just
That is
flirty.
true. You're right. You're
Christine
right.
16 is
that-
rapey as fuck.
Christine, that's what I picked. I took Take Me over Christine 16. Jerry.
Yeah, I took Christine 16 just because that fucking Take Me is just so goofy to me. I understand the rapey, feel to it, but that was the 70s, man. That shit wasn't really, I mean, it wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't, as awful as it is nowadays. And Christine 16's a cool tune. I like the riff, Um, I got to have you. Oh, man.
She's been around, but she's young and clean. That's all I gotta say.
He's waiting outside of the high school, isn't he? Isn't he waiting outside of the high school?
Gene needs to be profiled as a dude in a white van.
He's
like that guy's a mess.
All right, Jerry.
But I do like the song, so I'm going with Christine 16.
Fucking pedophile.
And then
You're
listening to him do it as a 65-year-old was even worse.
Jerry, I didn't know this about you.
I like the song, man.
Well, you're like what Ian calls Sammy Hagar fans, pedophiles. Okay.
Jerry, where are your binoculars, dude?
Seriously. All right. So, Al, what do you pick, man?
Oh, it's my turn now?
Yeah.
All right. Take Me versus Christine 16. If you would have asked, if you would have asked a 15-year-old me, I probably would have went with Christine 16. However, I'll go with Take Me because to me, Christine 16 hasn't aged that well with me. I do love Ace's solo. I do love the solo in that though, but I like the solo in Take Me much better. So Take Me I love the riff in Take Me too. Yeah, I love that riff. So I'm going with Take Me on this one.
All right, Andy.
I am with Jerry. I'm going to take Christine 16 on this one. I think it's a good song. It can also be taken a point of view of someone that age. It doesn't have to be by the view of the singer or the writer. It could be written about someone in school.
An intellectual take. I like it.
Yeah, but I don't think it was meant that way. But
because like Paul McCartney says, a song is what a song is to you. What you hear and what you make out of it.
That's fair, dude.
That's how I make out of it.
But didn't Paul McCartney wrote the songs about girls when he was that age though? He wrote the age of them, but
right.
Gene was already fucking old when he wrote that.
Gene was in his 20s.
He was in his 20s looking at 16-year-old girls.
Doesn't mean that he's writing about himself. He could be writing about a younger self.
Or come on, Gene is all about himself.
Or it could be about just high school love, capturing the fan base.
I wish you could come out and explain it for the fans.
You don't have to explain it. She's been around, but she's young and clean.
Yeah, and Andy, and I love you, my co-host, but when I saw you coming out of school that day, I mean, come on, man, it's somebody waiting in the car.
Again, it could
when
be
I saw you coming. When I saw you coming out of that parent-teacher conference that day.
But all right, on Andy's point of view, the guy in the car could be 17. He could be driving already. So
sure.
Well, I mean, why I love that song is because I liked it when I was 8 years old, man. That's why I love it so much.
What about Winger and Foreigner when they older when they wrote she's only 17, man, and then 17 by Foreigner?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they did the same thing as Gene.
And I agree.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I ain't saying it was right, but it was a different.
Why would Lou Graham write about a 17-year-old girl when he's in his mid-20s?
Oh, because Lou Graham's a creep.
Boom.
Oh my god, that's funny. What do you pick, Chris?
All right, now that we're on certain watchdog lists. Now, good job, everybody.
I go Take Me all the way. This song from top to bottom is just a better song. It's one of my favorite Paul Stanley songs. Again, the main riff is great. It's just a fun song. It's one of the more fun Kiss songs there is. So,
All right, so this one flip flop. Rock and Roll Over gets 3. Love Gun gets 2. So now we go to the next song, which is Calling Dr. Love, Chris.
Versus what's the other?
Got Love
Oh,
for
versus
Sale.
Got Love for
Oh
Sale. Yeah,
God,
my
this
bad.
is like Gene versus Gene. It's got to be Calling Dr. Love. I mean, for all the reasons, the main riff, the guitar tone. My God, Ace's solo on this song. I mean, holy shit, everything about this, and then on top of it, it's a super iconic song. I mean, Gene is known for this song and God of Thunder. So I mean, this has to be Calling Dr. Love.
Yeah, I'll go next. I agree with you. Calling Dr. Love was the first Kiss song I ever heard. And then when I got into Ace, I went back to this album and heard because I knew that song. So this is
Solo.
kind of what made me a casual Kiss fan. This song right here, Calling Dr. Love. I do like Got Love for Sale, but Calling Dr. Love just like you Kiss fans got on them when they're kids. This is the song I heard when I was about 9 years old. So that gave me a like a warm and fuzzy feeling. Andy, what do you pick?
Oh man, one of their best songs. I love it. Calling Dr. Love. I love to hear Gene songs. Those are my favorite songs. Are the Gene songs?
All right, Al.
Not the Genes on a 16-year-old girl, but you know.
Yeah, man, I'm going Calling Dr. Love as well. I think it's just a overall better song than Got Love for Sale. Although Got Love for Sale, anyway, I do like Got Love for Sale. I'm with you on that, Mark. It's a good tune. Doesn't be to me, Calling Dr. Love, that's such a signature Gene song, dude. That's like, I think that's been in a live staple for a long time, dude. And it's just such a staple of Gene. He's the doctor of love, it's the way it is.
Plus
it's funny, like,
those
Calling Dr.
harmonies
Love and
and
Got Love
pulse.
for Sale. Like both of them have like love in the title. It's so great, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're meant to go together, actually. But yeah, it's Calling Dr. Love, man. That's my, and fucking Ace's solo rips in that shit, dude. I love it, man. So
Jerry.
Well, man, I hate to be the spoil sport here, so I won't. So I'm gonna go with Calling Dr. Love too. Fucking great tune, dude. I mean, that's classic fucking Gene Simmons, man.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's it's been in their set list now, I think, since fucking, the only time don't think they did it was the Crazy Nights tour, but every tour, I think, from what I've seen them a Silent on up, they've done this song, I believe. Not 100% sure, but it was done a lot. So it's definitely, like we said, it's a Gene classic. So this is not even close, in my opinion. Calling Dr. Love.
All right, man. That's the first 5-0. Calling Dr. Love just took out Got Love for Sale, man. So that's 5-0, man. That's a skunk for Rock and Roll All Over. So then I'll go to the next one.
What was the final tally there?
5-0.
Woo! Knew that was coming.
I have a feeling the next one's gonna be the same way.
Yeah.
All right. So then we get to Ladies' Room and Shock Me, Jerry.
Duh. I mean, this is pretty easy. I like Ladies' Room. Ladies' Room's a good song. I mean, it is a good one. Fucking Shock Me. Come on. Fucking Ace fucking Frehley, man. I mean, what else more can you say? Shock Me by a fucking 1,000 miles, dude.
Yeah, I'll go next. Yeah, Shock Me fucking kills this song because, come on, isn't this the first song he sang on a Kiss album?
Yep.
It's fucking that wins, and I got into Kiss because of Ace, so I got to pick this song. Those unmasked songs he did were horrible, though.
Oh, they weren't.
Dude, your ass is leaking.
I hate that shit. So, Chris,
talk to me?
What do you pick,
talk
Chris?
To me.
It's definitely Shocked Me. Although, I'm gonna give love where it's due. Again, Ace fucking blistering on Ladies' Room.
Yeah.
It's a really solid Gene song, and it's actually benefited a lot by live performances. That song is way better live than it is on the studio album. It's got more balls live. But Shock Me is just a fucking classic and just showed that Ace should have been singing a long time ago. I wish he would have gotten over his nerves earlier in the career. But yeah, Shock Me, hands down.
All right, Andy.
Oh, easy, man. Shock Me. It's one of the best songs that they have. I mean, it's just great. Shock Me. Easy. This one was easy.
All right, Al.
Shock Me, man. Ace's first vocal, and like hearing this Ace vocal just fucking makes me wish like he sang the songs he wrote like a lot earlier, man. Like,
Do you imagine him doing Strange Ways? Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I wish he would have did like Strange Ways, fucking Cold Gin, shit like
Getaway.
that. Dude. You know? But you know, he finally like got the fucking guts and the balls to sing a song and shock me. And I still maintain that Shock Me solo is one of the greatest Ace solos of all time, dude. I mean, that fucking solo, it still gives me goosebumps to this day. Like when I hear that solo, and at the end of the solo, when that fucking flanger comes in and just like flanges the guitar, dude. I love that. I love that sound, man. You know, so it's gotta be Shock Me all the way on this one, dude.
Ah, so Shock Me took that 5-0. This album is like even right now. Both these albums are like matching each other. It's like
Shock Me is actually the first Love Gun song I picked, though.
Yeah, so this is weird, man. I think this
that was the only given to me from Love Gun that was Shock Me. It was the only slam dunk because I Stole Your Love. I went back and forth with I Want You a lot. Yeah.
All right, so then we get to track number 5, which is Baby Driver versus Tomorrow and Tonight, Jerry.
All right, we got some Pete finally, the best singer in the group. Tomorrow and Tonight. I think I tried to recapture Rock and Roll All Night on this one, but they really fell flat. I mean, it's an okay tune, but I don't consider it one of the best Kiss songs ever. I fucking love Baby Driver, dude. I think it's Peter's best song in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, Pete, best voice in Kiss, in my opinion, without a doubt. So I'm going with Pete, Baby Driver.
All right, Al.
I'm going Baby Driver as well. I'm never a fan of Tomorrow and Tonight. And again, like I echo what Jerry said. They tried to rewrite Rock and Roll All Night with that kind of the formula, and it didn't work for me. I just that song never grabbed me. Even the Live 2 version never grabbed me. So
yeah,
it's that's like the blemish on one of the blemishes on Love Gun for me. So I'm going Baby Driver, doing Pete all the way on this one.
All right, Andy.
I love the rhythm that Pete sings on Baby Driver. It's just a great pop rock song, and it's so good. So Baby Driver for me.
All right, so I'll go next and let Chris go last. Baby Driver versus Tomorrow and Tonight. Baby Driver, one of the few Chris songs I like. Like on lead vocals. Tomorrow and Tonight's okay, but Baby Driver fucking rules. So I'm taking Baby Drivers. What about you, Chris?
I'm gonna go with Baby Driver, and it's more than just a great pop rock song. It's got you said something about the rhythm. The rhythmic texture of it is wacky. Like there's a lot of interplay between the drums and the guitar there. It's kind of a little bit of an interesting, and it's funny if you hear the story told. Peter Criss brought it in, and what is it? Stan Pendrich, is that his name? Yeah, he gets like credit. Yeah. He gets credit for half writing that song as well. And if you hear Paul and Gene tell it, like they had to cobble this thing together because it was a mess, and it kind of sounds that way, not in a bad way, in a way that it's it's not very straightforward as a regular Kiss song would be. It's got like I said, some rhythmic interplay between what the guitars are doing and what the drums are doing. I don't agree with Jerry that Peter's the best singer in the band, but I do think he's the most consistent. He's the one that never, ever faltered live, no matter what was happening. His drums were always kind of wacky, but you never knew how fast or slow he was going to go. But the dude always showed up live vocally. I've never heard him sound bad on a recording. I've never heard him sound bad in person. And I love his vocal line on this song, Baby Driver, all the way.
So but now that you mentioned about the rhythm of the song, it's got a lot of start-stop here and there during the vocalization. When the vocals are smooth, the music is a little bit start-stoppage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It does that now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, so Rock and Roll Over, Baby Driver skunks Tomorrow and Tonight. So that's another 5-0. So far, Rock and Roll Over has more 5-0s than
I think
Love
this
Gun.
next one is going to be the tough one.
So then we get to Love 'Em, Leave 'Em versus Love Guns. We'll start with you, Jerry.
For the love of me, they had a 3-song video. It was Love 'Em and Leave 'Em, Hard Luck Woman, and I can't remember the third song. They did a video for it. All three of the songs.
Calling Dr. Love.
I can't remember which song it was.
I think it was I Want You.
I don't know.
I can't
There's
remember
definitely
which
one for
one it
Calling
was.
Dr. Love and the oh no, you're right. You're right. I'm getting it confused with Love and Leave 'Em. It's probably I Want You. You're right. Because I get the guitar solos mixed up on these songs. But
yeah, and I love Them and Leave 'Em for that, just for that, that video as a kid watching that, that those three songs playing back to back to back.
That wacky
but it's
Gene Simmons
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're talking about, Love Gun. I mean, that's fucking classic Kiss right there, dude. I mean, definitely, I would say it's definitely been played on every tour since it's been out, I think. Every tour I've seen them on, they played it. And it's a highlight of the show, I guess. Fucking he goes up there and a little thing flies up there, that little fucking small stage, which is kind of cool. But the song itself is just awesome, dude. And fucking, I love the Ace solo in that one too. Even more prominent in the Love 'Em
and Leave 'Em.
No, the fucking greatest hits album they did a couple of years later. Fuck, come on, Jerry.
Platinum?
Yes.
Platinum?
Oh, double platinum.
That and they took out like the Love Gun shit on that. The background vocals. It was an amazing. Or maybe that was which one am I thinking of? Either double
Smashes,
platinum or Smashes. Maybe it's Smashes I'm thinking of, where they took out the vocals and it sounded cool, right?
None of you Kiss fans like that Smashes album, so that makes sense.
So it's probably not that one. I don't know. I haven't listened to either one in a while. But anyway, whatever version that was, I loved it. But anyway, getting back to the reality here, Love Gun by a long shot over this one.
None of us Kiss fans like smashes, thrashes, and hits because of You Make Me Rock Hard and Let's Put the X in Sex. It's that simple. We just want to forget that shit exists.
Well, I thought it was Eric Carr singing Beth.
What's up with that? No, what's up with that drum beat on I Love It Loud? What the fuck was up with that? That was horrible, man.
They remixed it or something.
It's almost like Paul Stanley was like, well, I wrote 4 decent songs for Killers, so let's try this for Smashes.
Right.
And then he just shit out those 2 songs. They're like little turd babies. They're fucking awful.
Well, listen, man, like he's coming off of Crazy Nights, so it wasn't
yeah.
On a high note of songwriting there.
Yeah, I guess Killers was coming off of The Elder, so so I guess the songwriting was a little better because The Elder is way better than Crazy Nights. So
yeah,
all right.
That's right.
All right, Al. Love Gun versus Love 'Em and Leave 'Em versus Love Gun.
Man, looking at the 2 songs, it's tough.
I knew it would be. Yes, Al's my guy, man. I tough, fucking knew it.
It's tough, man.
You're the guy I was looking at when I said this was going to be a tough one, not the rest of these rubes. You.
But you know what? and this is probably gonna make people scratch their heads, man. But Love 'Em and Leave 'Em, I'm picking that one, dude.
Ooh,
we got an upset.
And you know why?
I know why. I did not expect
but
that.
Listen. There's a reason why. And dude, Love Gun is a fucking classic. It's a classic Paul song all the way, dude. I mean, you can't deny that. But that fucking solo,
yes,
in Love 'Em and Leave 'Em, the Ace just fucking destroys on that solo. That may be my second favorite Ace solo of all time.
Oh, come on, that Love Gun solo is good.
Well, no, I know the Love Gun solo is great too. But dude. Go and play these 2 songs back to back.
Go listen to them again.
And listen to the fucking solos, dude. The way, dude, Ace is just the stylish Ace. Oh, God, man. I Love 'Em and Leave 'Em, dude. The way when he does the fucking toggle switch at the end and fucking, oh, God.
Or that little like flanger that.
Al is having an orgasmic time right now. Oh God! Oh God!
No, I'm with him. I'm 100%. Listen, and
the Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. Love 'Em and Leave 'Em is gonna be my pick.
I'll just take my turn. Wait, I'll just take my turn now. No,
Right.
because I'm gonna pick Love 'Em and Leave 'Em too for the same exact reason. And the reason why this album is so fucking bizarre for a multitude of reasons. If you listen to Paul Stanley say it during his book there, they said this album was the most difficult for them to make and was like they were the most like during this era was the most like concerning as far as like Ace was concerned with his drug use, and they were hoping they would just get solos out of him. So like Ace has 0 songs on this album. He has no writing credits on Rock and Roll Over at all. Yet his guitar solos are fucking top notch across this entire album. It's the best Ace album by far. Like, it's not even close besides his solo album. This is his best album across the board in terms of his solos. And maybe that's because he wasn't concerned with songwriting. I don't know. Or maybe he was just there for the solos. Who the fuck knows? But the solos on this album and this song is like top notch, top 3 ace solos of all time. Fucking love him and leave him, man. And I don't even love the lyrics or the song that much. I can't believe, like, 10-year-old Chris would be shocked that I'm picking a Gene Simmons song over a Paul Stanley song ever. But yet, that's what's happening here.
All right. I'm going to go with Love Gun. I love that fucking chorus, the harmonies they do on that. Love Him, Leave Him is a great song, but fucking just watch that movie Detroit Rock City when they put that fucking Love Gun. I fucking love that shit.
Great song.
That song fucking rules. Love Him, Leave Him is good too. Yeah, the solos are great. I love Ace's solos, man.
No, listen, man. I think there's no wrong answers in this one. I don't know, man. The Ace's solo just overtakes me on like Love Him and Leave Him, dude. It's just and I know the Love Gun solo is great. It's awesome, dude. But this one just, I don't know. There's just something about this solo. It's just like Chris said. I mean, for me, it might be my second favorite Ace solo of all time. You know, behind Shock Me. You know, but
mine is Dark Light.
Know, dude. I love
Dark Light's my favorite Ace solo. But
which one? Dark Light.
Dark Light.
Yeah, Dark Light's awesome too.
Is that on the Elder?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, no wonder.
But that solo is incredible.
Anyway.
Okay, Andy is the tiebreaker on this song because it's 2-2. What do you pick, Andy?
Let me see. Well, it's got the word love in the title. That's the one I'm going to choose. But yeah, I'm going to pick Love Gun. I absolutely love that song. And the other one's okay to me, but I love Love Gun. So it's such an exciting song. It reminds me of a lot of I Stole Your Love, the way side 2 starts up with Love Gun. It's another shot out of the cannon to get started. So Love Gun for me on that one.
What was the tour that they opened with Love Gun? Do you remember, Al? It only happened once, and I can't remember when it was.
Wow, that's surprising. I would think they would be a lot.
No, it only happened once.
Tour that they opened with Love Gun. Holy shit, that's a good question, dude.
I feel like it happened once. I'm almost positive I saw it once. I might have made it up, but I'm pretty sure.
It wasn't hot. What did they open Hot in the Shade with?
I think I Stole Your Love.
Yeah, I Stole Your Love. They opened up with that one. I remember. It may have been a Asylum.
So it has to be a 70s tour?
No, it was an 80s tour.
I'm thinking Asylum because Animalize they opened up with.
Asylum tour was the first tour I ever saw, and I can't remember if it was Love Gun or not. That
either do I. I've seen it too, and I can't remember what else.
That's the first concert I ever saw in my life. Actually, was Kiss Asylum. So 85.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Chris, you looking that one up?
I'm looking it up now. You guys can continue. I'll get back to you.
All right, so we get to track 7, Mr. Speed versus Hooligan, Jerry.
Oh, this is another tough one. Fuck.
Oh, I'm still thinking about the Love Gun thing. Well, Baby Driver is such a great Pete song, and then we get to the fucking probably the worst Peter song in Hooligan, in my opinion. Never really liked that song. Mr. Speed's got a fucking killer guitar riff to it. I love it, man. One of my favorite riffs of a Kiss song. So I have to go with Mr. Speed on this one.
What about you, Al?
I'm going Mr. Speed as well, man. Great Paul song, underrated Paul song. Almost kind of like a Southern rock flavor to it. It's almost like Kiss being a little Southern rock on this one, with the guitar riff. It's kind of has that feel to it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't hate Hooligan though. I mean,
it was the Crazy Nights tour.
Oh, was it? Okay. I didn't see that tour.
Which is peak Paul Stanley, by the way.
Yeah.
If you
bang bang you, Stanley. Yeah.
Hey, I like that
fuck
song.
Yourself, but like he absolutely kills on that whole tour. Like that's like peak that and Hot in the Shade.
Well, his vocals, yeah, definitely.
Dude, that's what I mean.
Ted Blue. That's the only time where the opening act blew Kiss off the stage, in my opinion. That was Nugent.
Wow, fuck Nugent. Moving on. Who's
Hey, if you could say, I gotta ask you this question, man. Can't you separate his politics from his musical output?
I don't like his music.
Okay,
I like Damn Yankees. That's about it. And I like
that makes sense. I just wanted to ask you that question.
Yeah, no.
So, Andy,
go ahead. Well, no, I'm just saying. I don't shit on Hooligan. I actually like Hooligan. I don't think it's Pete's worst song. I mean, you got to go to a solo. You got to go to a solo album to get his worst song.
Well, okay. Well, there you go. Okay.
But anyway, I digress. I do like Hooligan, but Mr. Speed is way better song to me. So that's my pick, Mr. Speed.
Andy.
Yeah, this one was kind of easy for me. Mr. Speed. I mean, just because it's just a better song. There's no other reason why. Mr. Speed's just better than Hooligan.
All right. I agree with everybody so far. Mr. Speed, I don't care for Peter's voice, but Hooligan is okay. So it's kind of a song I'll listen to by Peter. I'm not a big fan of his voice. So Chris.
I had a tough deliberation on this one, and again, it goes back to Ace Frehley. Ace's performance on Hooligan is fucking tremendous. Great guitar work on Hooligan.
Good point.
But I do like Mr. Speed way better. It's again, it falls amongst my favorite Paul songs, and it's just a fun song. It's like Take Me's brother. It's very similar in the way that it's constructed. So
I always wondered why like Paul didn't do that song more live. Like, you know,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a fan favorite. Actually, a lot of people like that song, dude.
It was actually the song for the Kiss Your Face makeup commercial.
It was, wasn't it?
Yep.
Kiss Your Face.
Kiss Your Face.
Never had that
from Remco. Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the next song. See You in Your Dreams versus Almost Human, Chris.
You're sleeping.
This is another wash. It's because Almost Human is such a fucking weird, heavy song with another fantastic Ace Frehley solo. But See You in Your Dreams also has a fantastic Ace Frehley solo. I think I like, if I could somehow pair up Gene Simmons' version of See You in Your Dreams with Ace's solo, I think that would be the better song.
The one on the solo album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The version on the solo album?
Yeah, because I love the backing vocals with
the Beatlesque. The Beatlesque vocals, yeah.
And I love the way Gene sings the song on the solo album better. It's got more life. But Ace's solo on that song is so fucking classic. Like, it's so classic. But God, I can't deny one of the weirdest heavy Kiss songs of that era, and that's Almost Human. I gotta pick Almost Human on that one. It's a tough choice, but I gotta pick Almost Human. That riff, that it's such a great riff. It's so good. God, is that a Gene Simmons song? Did he write that song?
Me? Oh yeah. Almost Human easily. I love that song. That song, when I first heard Love Gun, it really stuck out to me. That song really sticks out from the whole batch. So that's gonna be my pick easily, without even thinking twice. I didn't even compare them, because when I do these vinyl battles, I do listen to each track one after another, and then I pick it. But when we came to this one, I skipped it because I knew I was going to pick Almost Human. I mean, I didn't even have to hear it, even though I did hear Almost Human.
David have the bongos.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna agree with you guys and go Almost Human. It's a great track. Rick, and there's a great webpage. Go check it out.
They never played it live, did they?
I don't know. I'm not a Kiss.
Maybe on one of the cruises.
People, Al. So
what?
What's your pick? And did they play this live?
I don't know if they played it live. I don't remember if they played on a Kiss tour or not.
I don't think it's ever been on a tour, but I'm wondering if they ever played it like on the cruise.
Kiss cruise or something. Yeah, probably.
I do like See You in Your Dreams though, man. I mean, I do like, and Chris was saying, yeah, the one on Gene's solo album is great. I love the Beatlesque. I love the unplugged version, actually. The unplugged version is really awesome. But I'm giving the edge to Almost Human for this battle. It's almost like Kiss kind of doing Thin Lizzy too, man, with the harmony guitars, man.
It's wacky.
Yeah, it's a lot of harmony guitars going on within Almost Human. If you really listen to it, you know, it kind of has a Thin Lizzy-ish flavor to it. But it's a weird Kiss. It is a very. It's almost like Kiss being like kind of psychedelic almost, but like in their own way.
It's out big time.
Yeah, so it's cool. Dude, and Gene, it's just a Gene signature. It's just tailor made for his vocals, dude. You know,
and I like that Gene solo album a lot.
I love, yeah,
like
Gene. You know, Gene. People shit on a Gene solo album, but I like I like the fact that he took chances on it. He did. Paul's and Ace's were the most Kiss like. I mean, Peter really showed his influence and went, way into like his like R&B stuff. And and as a kid into Kiss, it was like fuck. Peter's album sucks, but as an older guy, I could put on his album and actually enjoy some of it.
Actually. It's aged well. It's
aged well, dude.
Yeah.
I can get into like. As I've gotten older, like I'll go listen to Steely Dan and like shit like that, bro.
Especially with a lot of retro stuff that's come out over the past few years, like Silk Sonic and Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley essentially did Peter Criss' solo album with Soul Station.
Soul Station is fucking R&B. It's what Peter did in the 70s. You know what I mean? So
Peter should have said some shit like that.
Yeah.
Dude, Paul's out there doing my solo album from 78.
Yeah, and he shits on Peter, man. You know what I mean? So but yeah, I'm going Almost Human. Man. I love that song, man. That's my pick.
All right, Chris.
I already did mine.
Oh, you did? So it's Jerry.
Almost Human.
Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, I love See You in Your Dreams. I love both versions, actually. If I had a choice, it'd probably be the rock and roll over version better. But I do like on the solo album version myself. But Almost Human, man. Like Al said, classic fucking Gene, dude. I mean, you got I Love It Loud, War Machine, God of Thunder, and this one's definitely, classic fucking Gene as well. So, yeah, I'll take Almost Human.
Man, that was 5-0 on that battle.
And I will say, just for the record, the Gene Simmons solo album is pretty good. It's just uneven. That's like my only problem with it. It's just it has no.
I like
flow.
about half of it. I like about half of it, man.
I like most. I
like
of the
3
songs.
songs. I like 3 songs.
It's just got no flow. Like it's just like the Ace solo album buries all of them in my opinion. But to me, the Ace solo album is the best Kiss album with a logo on it. It's the best album with a Kiss logo. But the Gene one's not bad. I have no problems with it.
I wonder what would have been better if. Oh well, I think it would have been better if Gene would have stuck to his Kiss songs and done a heavy Gene album like the way that his songs are on the Kiss albums. He always plays.
It started out that way with Radioactive. It's like, fuck,
yeah. Well, the funny thing, it started out dark and like menacing, and then all of a sudden it goes into Radioactive. It's like he's doing like a disco song almost.
But again, if you go and watch the Unmasked concert video where they did some of these songs live, Radioactive.
I think they did on
better.
Dynasty.
Or was it Dynasty?
Well, if you said Unmasked, Charles Trainer is like going, yeah, baby.
Yeah, I thought it was the Australian tour, which would be Unmasked.
Well, maybe they did it on there too, but I know they started on Dynasty.
Oh, I don't know. I know the Dynasty tour is weird. Oh yeah, then maybe they did. I remember the Largo video. Anyway, Radioactive is much better live than on the studio album too, with Kiss doing it. Like it's fantastic live. So
okay.
If you ever have a chance to watch it, I know Andy, you're a new fan, so just look up 1980 Australian show if you haven't watched it. First off, it's probably one of the best Kiss shows you're ever gonna watch, and then
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, so then we get to the next track number 9. Hard Luck Woman versus Plastercaster. I'll take this one first because I've always said something about Hard Luck Woman. Why is they trying to sound like Rod Stewart? But
because it was written for Rod Stewart.
Yeah. Let me finish. Because it was written for Rod Stewart.
His bit, man.
And I fucking hate Hard Luck Woman. It's a fucking horrible song. Plastercaster's funny, and there's a true story to that fucking song because he wrote it about a chick who took fucking plaster casters of their dicks. So I think that's pretty cool. True story.
She wrote a whole book about it.
A whole book about it. So Jerry.
Oh, Hard Luck Woman. I love Plastercaster, don't get me wrong, but I love Hard Luck Woman. Pete's voice on that is fucking incredible. I love the acoustic track to it. I didn't care for the video part in that where, Ace has got his hands around Paul playing
That's
the double.
That's so fucking funny to me. It's so funny. And Ace is so high, you can tell. He's just completely wrecked.
But I love Hard Luck Woman, dude. That's a fucking incredible tune, man. And like I said, Pete has got an incredible voice, dude. Love it.
All right, Chris.
I have to go with Hard Luck Woman, and the main reason is because it chaps Paul Stanley's ass to the core that the two biggest charting songs of the 70s era are both Peter Criss fronted songs. That's why he shits on Peter Criss so much. That's why. And even though he wrote that fucking song and he's just like, God damn it, fuck, I thought it was a throwaway song. They don't even play it live. Doesn't matter. Fucking huge hit, top 40 single. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in the Unplugged, they wouldn't even let Pete sing that one. Paul sang that one on Unplugged, didn't he? If I remember right, yeah.
So yeah, Hard Luck Woman. It's a great song. It's a great ballad. I don't know what the fuck Mark's talking about, but
yeah, Andy.
Dude, Plaster Caster's got to be one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life. Fucking sucks, dude. But I'm going to go with Hard Luck Woman. I love Hard Luck Woman. I love Rod Stewart. I love that. Y'all know I love pop rock music. I just love it. And this is perfect. This is right up my alley. When I heard this, I was like, man, this is really good. So yeah, Hard Luck Woman, easily.
You must love Unmasked.
No.
Yeah, even Garth did a good cop version of this song too.
In fact, that was one of the first. That might have been about the second or third vinyl I bought by them was Unmasked.
I can't find that vinyl for the life of me, but
I found it for $1. Unmasked.
Fuck off. Anyway, no, I found 2 of the 4 solo albums with the posters in them perfectly preserved for $10. So I can't complain. Those records go for roughly $150 each. So
I got the Kiss solo albums, all 4 of them for $4.
Do they have
with the posters?
Unopened. No, the CDs. The CDs.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
No. When I found the Kiss, I'm pretty sure since y'all know Kiss, y'all know this, but I had bought all 4 albums, the first 4 albums, like in a school folder kind of thing. Y'all know what I'm talking
originals.
About?
The originals?
Yeah.
And there was a box set called The Originals?
Yeah. But I bought it like for $1 and I gave it away because I wasn't into Kiss at all.
Wow.
So
the originals is hard to find. Did it have the booklets and everything? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Holy shit.
And I took them home and I heard all 4 albums, the first 4. I was like, I don't like this. So I gave it to one of our Blackspinner Circle friends, Louis Vargas.
Oh,
and
nice.
then I got into Kiss again, and then I started to think, how can I get them back? How can I ask them? I want them back.
But do you know how much
he might be watching this. He's always commenting on my stuff. So
the originals box set, if it has all the fixins, like all the booklets and things that go with it, that's like a $300 box set.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Hey, Louis Marcus, if you're watching, hey, Andy wants his Kiss shit back.
We're just kidding. It's not worth anything, Louis. It's like worth $2 now. Don't we? You can give it back to him.
I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I
don't sell records at all.
I worked with his wife for almost 20 years. We worked together, his wife and I. And then I just brought it to work one day. I said, here, give this to Louis. I don't want him. So okay. So I never saw him again.
Why can't I have friends like that?
All right, Al. Hard Luck Woman versus
well, my co-host is gonna fucking throw plaster on my face, man, because I'm going
oh my God.
I guess I must like, I don't know. I love Hard Luck Woman. It's great song. I love Pete's vocal on that and everything. I don't know, there's something about, I love Plaster Cast. I love the guitars in that. I love the way it opens with Gene's bass.
He likes songs about dicks.
Yeah, but dude, I'm comfortable with my fucking manhood, bro.
There you go.
If you want to see my love, just ask her.
Good answer, bro.
Just ask her.
It's I don't know. It's just fucking Gene being Gene, dude.
I will say the unplugged version it gives it a little bit more of a reprieve to me. It's a better song unplugged.
I do like the unplugged version as well, man. It's great. I'm going Plaster Caster. Andy, don't hate me, bro.
Oh man, it's all right. It's all right.
All right, man. So that was Rock and Roll Over 3, Love Gun 2. Me and Al voted for Plaster Caster on that one. So now we get to the last song on the albums, Making Love versus And She Kissed Me.
Can we say it all at the same time? Because I think we all know what this is going to be.
I don't know. I've heard Al's opinion. I heard Al's opinion on both the
Andy's
songs.
full of surprises, dude. Andy's full
All
of
right,
surprises.
Andy. Let's go with Andy first because I think we're
No, I think I know Andy's version. I heard him talk about this last week or something. Go ahead, Andy.
Go ahead,
All
Andy.
Right. This is easy because "And Then She Kissed Me" is a stupid song. It's just stupid. You know,
no, it's a great song, but it's bad for Kiss.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that when I was a kid and I first heard the original, I was like, man, I wonder what it would sound in a guy's point of view. And I got it, and it was not a good point of view at all. Oh, it was stupid. But Making Love is an okay song, but the way that it ends with Ace's solo, that's what makes Making Love good. Because before Ace gets to his solo to close out the song, it's just an okay pedestrian, a meteoric song until Ace comes in and he closes the song out and closes the whole album out with a really good solo. So easy for me, Making Love.
All right.
Just because of that Ace solo on that song.
I heard you already talk about. I knew you were gonna hate "And She Kissed Me." So, and then Al goes, "You're full of surprises." I go, "No, you know his answer, Al." So what's your vote, Al?
Making Love, dude. You know, but when me and Andy when we did the last final Kiss song ranking thing, and I'm sorry, Chris, I couldn't fit you on that show, man. I really apologize. I know I kind of invited you, but I actually didn't expect the two guys from Decibel Geek, and I didn't expect Chris and Aaron and Dr. Funk all to come on. I just didn't have room, man. So
shit happens.
All-star.
So and I know on that show it was kind of low on my ranking, but I don't hate "Then She Kissed Me." I think it's a cool cover, man, but
that was my number 20.
What was your 20? Yeah.
That was my number 20.
I hate a lot of the way
I don't hate the song, dude, but I mean, it's going up against "Making Love." Come on. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous.
Again, we gotta talk about the Ace solo. Holy shit, dude. Like that solo on that song. Whew.
Making
That's
Love?
an all-timer. Oh god,
Making Love? Yes.
That's an all-timer.
And again, it goes back to what you were saying on "Rock and Roll Over." Even though Ace didn't have a writing credit on there for a song, maybe the solos themselves are like some of the best Ace solos ever, man.
Oh my god, incredible! Incredible. I'm picking "Making Love," by the way. You just skip me.
Yeah.
All right.
I have nothing to say.
No need to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Making Love. So I'll go for "Making Love" because "Then She Kissed Me" is like, huh? Now I see where you went to Stool Station on that. Jerry, take us out on this album, man.
Oh man, the first time it was the Rock the Nation tour. I think it was the first one with Tommy and Eric. They actually played "Making Love," and it was fucking pretty cool. And that was the last time the only time I've ever seen the Scab Kiss actually. But "Then She Kissed Me," possibly the worst Kiss song ever.
No.
Worst 70s Kiss song, let's just say.
Okay, we can do that.
I'm just glad they changed the title from "He" to "She" at least. That's good at least. Right. But yeah, I just never Any Way You Want It's probably the worst cover of the two.
I don't hate that one.
Yeah, they both are just terrible. "Making Love" is a fucking banger, dude. What a great way to end an album, man. It's not even a fucking in the same league, man. "Making Love" by a long shot. You know what? I always thought "Love Gun" was better, and I still think it's the better album. But I actually have "Rock and Roll Over" 6-4, which is kind of weird. I guess it's the way the songs are lined up.
I think I only picked 3 Love Gun songs. So I Still Your Love shocked me.
For me, it was a tie, 5-5. I have it as a tie.
Mark, so mine on there because I'm not too sure how mine were.
What's the overall?
I just put numbers when you guys voted.
Well, what's the overall?
I put
overall is "Rock and Roll Over" 30, "Love Gun" 20.
But in terms of total songs, it's
total
Rock and Roll Over.
"Rock and Roll Over" 1. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's got the better artwork. There you go.
Yeah, that's true. It's got a cool poster in there too. Even the reissue had the poster in there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I do have that on vinyl. I'm not a total Kiss hater, people out there. Just saying, Charles Trainer, man. I wonder what your opinion is. Get on the group and tell us what your opinion is, because you
even
rule,
though he
dude.
put Rush in his background during a Kiss show, just saying.
Oh, because you know why? Because we haven't said, hey, happy 2112 day, Russians.
And yesterday was Peter Chris's birthday, so that was the other thing.
Oh, yeah.
I see that everywhere, but how's it 2112 day? I don't understand.
Because
It's
International Day. Oh, go ahead, Al. You explain it.
It's December 21st.
Right.
So if
because of the way that the other countries have 21.
Yeah.
We're
the only country that puts the month first, because we're America and we do shit the way that we do them. So fuck everybody else.
So that's
fuck everybody else.
Yeah. I'm glad we're not on the metric system.
America, fuck
yeah. Let's get into
the
our
metric system sucks. Everywhere else in the world does it, but because we don't, it sucks.
All right, let's get into our final thoughts, Chris.
1221.
My final thoughts.
And I stole that from Bushy. So go ahead.
Stole what from Bushy?
The final thoughts thing.
Okay.
Well, from his show, The Plug.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not familiar with that. Sorry. But anyway, my final thoughts. Rock and Roll Over is my second favorite Kiss album. Love Gun probably ranks near the 10 spot when it's all said and done. So this was no shock to me at all. That's my final thoughts on this. If you mean final thoughts in general, please go check out my YouTube channel, Redbeard Videos. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all Redbeard Videos. New season starts in January, live streams and the whole 9. So just come over and check it out.
Yeah, I admit I've been lacking on your videos, but I have watched them in the past and they are good.
I haven't done any. I've been on hiatus.
That probably explains it. That probably explains why. Yeah.
I think
every time you advertise for it, I usually listen to it, and they're pretty cool videos.
I put out a series over the past 6 months. I did a series of Dream Theater videos. I did a Fandom Files on Dream Theater. So where I do a show called Fandom Files where I count down all the studio albums from my least favorite to my most favorite. I've done Kiss and Queen and Dream Theater so far on that. I have over 100 videos on that on the channel. I have nearly 3,000 subs at this point. It's growing slowly but surely. This year, 2024 is the year I'm going full head of steam on it. Live streams, podcasts, I have interviews and the whole deal. So two videos per week, hopefully at least one live stream per week, and so on. So check it out, Redbeard Videos. Thank you so much for having me here, as always, gentlemen.
All right, Andy, final thoughts?
Yeah, for final thoughts, it was very nice meeting you, Chris, because this is the first time we've been on a podcast together. So it was very, very nice being on here with you. Of course, Blackspinner Circle is alive and well and full stream ahead with my co-host Al here. We've got a lot of great things in store. Also, the podcast that I share with Jerry with 3 Shots Down, we are going to be cranking some stuff out here very soon. So
I still have my t-shirt.
Yeah, I sent you a t-shirt, didn't I?
Yeah,
cool.
I still have my t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was wearing a cap earlier today, but
I got that cap. It's somewhere in here.
So I've been pretty busy with these podcasting things, and I think Al and I are going to try and put these on other formats. Blackspinner Circle going onto Apple and Podbean. I just have to figure out how to do that.
Podbean's easy, dude.
It is. It's pretty easy. Once Kate's done with the Brad Delp one, I'll have that up in a day or two.
Dude, I got like 10 episodes uploaded already, ready to come out.
So I'm going to look into that just to move things more forward, because I think that Blackspinner Circle, I think we do a good job on it, and I want to spread it out a little bit more.
It rules, dude. I'm always there trying to watch when I can. I can't watch your end of year show because you're going to be on ours, and I don't want to know what your picks are.
Yeah.
Jerry, don't listen to his Blackspinner end of show because he's on ours. Remember? So
I don't care, dude.
I do. I like to be surprised.
You're always like that. It's like, oh, don't give anything away. I don't give a fuck,
for the end of the year? Is that what
well, first of all, Mark, I got 10 different albums for each show.
Oh, you do?
So, yeah,
that's so I'm not fucked up. I only get 10. And
no, well, I got 1
Make more friends.
songs.
10 plus 1.
No,
Now I'm gonna have 10 alsos. There you
no.
go.
Well, the fucked up part is that Blackspinner's going to get the top 10, and you're going to get the bottom 11. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But
Jerry. Oh, I'm coming for you, Elizabeth. Who's the fuck is Elizabeth?
Again, dude. Don't let shit get to you, man.
I'll go on and do the odd numbers on your
joking.
show, and then the even numbers on my show. You'll get 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and.
All right, man. Al, final thoughts, man.
Well, my partner Andy down there, pretty much echoing him going forward into the new year. I'm now the co-host with him, and we got a lot of great stuff down the line. I also have my own channel, Be Cool to Be Podcast Out, on YouTube, on Facebook. That's really it. I'm going to be doing my own content as well, little bullshit videos and that stuff that I like to do. I'm going to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra this Saturday. We're taking my daughter to go see them, and it'll be a fun night out, me and her. And I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, man.
So of course,
Merry holidays,
everybody.
Yeah, this is our Christmas episode. So,
I actually just heard
Merry
side note,
Christmas.
It's Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas in
Merry
December.
Christmas, people.
Speaking of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I actually just read that Savatage is going to do one more album. So there you go.
Mark will love that.
What? Sorry, I didn't hear that. Eric will like that. What's his name?
I don't know how you do a Savatage album without Chris Oliva, but that's just a whole different story.
Yeah, well, they've done them in the past too, so
yeah, I guess
they're
very good. So
I don't like Savatage. Yeah. I tried to like them because a lot of you people like them, so I tried to listen to them.
Did you listen to Edge of Thorns?
I've listened to every era, every fucking singer of that band. I didn't like any of it.
Dude, if you don't like Edge of Thorns, I don't know how to figure you out at all.
You can't figure me out. I'm an enigma, buddy.
You're definitely something.
I'm an enigma. Gary, final thoughts, man?
Yeah,
my final thought.
Yeah, Andy mentioned we're doing our 3 shots. Go ahead,
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Al.
No. No, as far as I guess the final thoughts on the kid, this Kiss album battle. I think I used to be a Love Gun lover more. Like I used to love that, but yeah, I'm more of a rock and roll over guy, man. I mean, as far as I always call the second phase of Kiss, starting with Destroyer, comic book Kiss. That's when it became comic book heroes. The first 3 albums are my favorites of all time. When they were young, hungry, and dangerous, black and white.
Black and white, yeah.
Yeah, dude. To me, that's my favorite Kiss. That was the young, hungry, dangerous Kiss. Lock Up Your Daughters. Parents feared them. Shit. When After Alive and when Destroyer came out, that's when the kids all started loving them and things like that. They became comic book characters. And don't get me wrong, they're still great. And I love rock and roll over, man. First 3 albums are the best for me, though. So that's my final thought on that.
It's so
Take it away, Jerry.
It's so funny because with just to comment on that, because I think Al and I could talk about Kiss for fucking 7 hours.
Decades.
Yeah.
Probably.
But like when I go through my countdown, and by all means go check out my fandom files on Redbeard videos on Kiss. I did 4 videos. It's about a 3-hour commitment if you watch all 4 in a row. But out of like my top 3 albums, I picked 3 different eras, like just completely by accident. Like I have one of the first 3, one of the second 3, and then there's one other. So it's very weird how that happens. Like I just, it's an interesting concept, the way fans go about, ordering things in their brain. Like I can't nail down Rush. I couldn't possibly pick one favorite album, let alone 3 or 5.
Signals.
Okay. Today, let me see. What's my favorite Rush album today? Power Windows is probably my favorite.
No,
Rush
it goes
between
today. Signals and the last album, Clockwork Angels. For me.
Well, for me, and not to get into, let me make this a Rush episode. I'm just gonna real quick, Chris. I mean, for me, my definitive number 1 Rush album of all time is Permanent Waves. I don't think nothing will ever bump that off the top. Although Hemispheres comes close all the time, like it does. But I mean, to me, Permanent Waves, that's the very first Rush I ever heard, ever. Like when I was a kid, and to me, that's my definitive number one. Now, from 2 on, always fucking switches up. I mean, it could be fucking hemispheres in one day. It could be moving pictures. It could be fucking counterparts.
Fly by night.
You know?
Well, it's part of the reason why, like, on my channel, like, I do this fandom files, and I think at a point somewhere throughout halfway through the season, I may put like a goal for like the amount of subscribers I have, and if I can get Rush fans in, then I will do a Rush fandom files and commit myself to a countdown. But right now I can't fucking do it. Like, I like literally from day to day, it's like Power Windows is my favorite, and then it's Grace Under Pressure, then it's Grace Under Pressure, then it's Clockwork Angels, then it's Test for Echo, and then it's Counterparts, and then I play Nostalgia, and it's just crazy. Like, it's just it's.
But it's never
Jerry loves, and I know Jerry loves Presto. And Presto is an underground favorite for me too, man. It's
I love Presto.
Underrated. Massively underrated album.
Yeah,
I love
the last really good Rush album, in my opinion.
Well, I won't agree with
Clockwork Angels, man.
Okay, we can go now. Jerry,
you talk about Rush all you want, but they couldn't hold they couldn't hold Led Zeppelin's gig bags. So.
Oh God, Led Zeppelin. They never made fucking hot dogs. But go ahead.
Oh my God. I mean, I love
not even
Led Zeppelin.
Fucking close. But anyway,
but come on.
But anyway, Andy and I do a football show.
But they did make Tyshawn.
Jesus Christ, can I talk?
What do you do?
We do a podcast usually on Tuesdays. It's been on and off this year because we've been busy. Called the Gridiron Smackdown. Nice. Talk about the week in football, which is a lot of fun.
Bro, you need to get me on your football show, man.
Hey, when's it next Tuesday? You want to come on? Is that cool?
Yeah, let me know, man. Throw me a message. I would love that shit.
Yeah. What we do is that we review each game of the week. And then we'll preview the next week.
Oh yeah!
And then we'll jar. And then we got a segment called Jarring Jerry's Memory, and he'll talk about something that came up in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, it's like we talk about the quarterback draft with Marino, Kelly, stuff like that. The New York Stock Exchange. We talked about that. That was one of our.
Klecko, I'm all over that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It was a pretty fun show. And then,
please reach out. I fucking love sports, man. I've been looking to get into the sports podcasting arena for a while. So
I think we do it. 7, I think Central. I think, right, Andy?
Yeah, 7 Central. But I'll talk to you about it later, Chris. Because if you can make 7 Central, that's great.
Please do. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, and Andy mentioned it. We're doing the 3 Shots Down podcast with Kate Dore, fucking another great human being. She's currently editing right now, and her husband is currently doing the theme song for us.
Yeah.
Then we have the Brad Delp. We did an episode on him. That's going to be our first one out. And then our second one, Andy's pick, is going to be on the life and the career of Sid Barrett, which is going to be really fun to talk about.
That's awesome.
And so it's going to be a lot of fun doing that. Looks like we're all busy fucking podcasts, man. So
cool. Yeah, we're all doing it together. That's what I love. It's great. We're all doing this together.
And then the one I do with Mark.
Gotta get the brass ring, dude.
And the one I do with Mark, Freeform Rock Podcast. It's a lot of fun. We do it with the Mooger Fooger, Shane Paisley, a cool dude. I'm gonna be kind of a part-time member because I'm going back to work and I work on Saturdays sometimes, so I'll try to do as many as I can. Probably every other week is going to be what it's going to look like for me on that show, but it's a lot of fun doing that too. I mean, that's all I really got to say. Go Niners.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like Jerry said, we got the Freeform Rock podcast tomorrow night. Tomorrow we'll have the remix of Oasis. Definitely Maybe, Charles Trainer and his daughter, and the great Eddie Canistracci will be on that episode tomorrow. So if you guys, maybe my opinions change because we did it with Lee years ago. So maybe I changed my mind on that album. But that's it, man. Let's get out of here. I want to thank you, Chris, Andy, and Al, and always, brother. Love you, Jerry.
Yep.
Love doing these shows with you guys.
Man. I'm just humbled by you guys' fucking knowledge of shit, dude. I'm just like in awe, dude. I love having you guys on, man.
Gotta love my autism, baby.
Well, thank you for always having me on, man. I appreciate you guys very much, dude.
It's all
pleasure's all here.
Thank you so much for having me on.
And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas. Anybody want to get high?
Merry Christmas. No, that was
all right. Let's get the fuck out of here. Later, guys.
Later.
Get the fuck out of here.
Cashmas.
Yamamoto went to the Dodgers.
He did?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Jerry, you left. Oh, God.
Are you shitting me?
Hey, wait. hold on. Yamamoto with the Dodgers, they got
Yes.
fucking the other
Shohei.
dude, and they just got the Tyler Glasnow and Margot. He could hit
So
out
they're
of
doing what the
Tropicana.
Mets tried to do last year, except
But
they're
it's
going to
still
be successful.
The games, Mark.
But I think the Dodgers have a better culture than the Mets have.
Oh yeah, they'll be more successful without a doubt.
Yeah,
Without
they
a
have a
doubt.
better culture. That's the thing is, but the thing is, I didn't want fucking the other dude, but he deferred his money, so that's cool.
Shohei? Why
I
would
didn't
you
want
not
him, dude.
want Shohei? What are you high?
I
No,
want the-
because if he didn't defer his money, then I
Doesn't
wouldn't
fucking
want him
matter.
because they couldn't. We needed pitching. He's not gonna be able to pitch this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Let me
even
see.
though he
Hold on a
deferred his
second.
money, they still have to count it towards that year.
Yeah,
Even though it's deferred.
Yamamoto signs with Dodgers. 25-year-old age joins Shohei Ohtani on deal worth more than $300 million.
Yeah, that's what we knew it was gonna get, man.
Damn.
Jerry left right before this happened. Fuck.
Damn,
Well,
so-
So think about this. The Dodgers have dropped like $1 billion. They have committed $1 billion to two
Hey,
players.
Hey, I had to,
That's
I had to,
crazy.
I had to live through the parking lot attendance era in Frank McCourt.
Dude,
This
I don't
is
have
fucking
complaints.
awesome for me,
Dude,
dude.
if you have the money, spend it, dude. I don't have complaints.
But
Play
the
the
thing
game
is-
the way the game's played, you know?
Frank
Yeah.
McCourt, dude. Fuck that guy.
Are,
Fucking- We got
are
people
they
who care.
Chapter 11 again? I don't know. Are they going to claim bankruptcy and get
I don't think so, dude.
forgiveness?
No, they're a conglomerate, dude. They're making
just-
so much money off those Otani jerseys right now.
Yeah, not just
Oh,
that. With
God.
all this international star power now, they're
Yeah.
about to become.
I'm
gigantic.
not going to be able to go see a game right now. All the Japanese are going to take over the fucking stadium like fucking Fernando Mania. I couldn't get into that shit back then.
I mean, what really sucks here is that
He was just at the Rams game too, Ohtani.
my Mets are
Oh.
fucked.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys again. Sorry, breaking
All right,
news.
Yeah, sorry,
Big
breaking news
time
on the
breaking
program
news.
here. That just
Yeah,
happened.
man. All right, man.
Yo.
Later.
Guys, have a great night, man.
You too,
Yeah,
man.
later.
Later.
Take care.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.